So we skipping the music or?
5, 3, 2, 1.
All right, America. You want the best, you got the best. Right here, the hottest man in the land, MikeMac. Grab your coffee, baby. Clutch your Bible. Hold on to your common sense because your moment to say so that has arrived. First, as always, massive shout out to America Mission. My boys and girls over there want to know what real activism looks like. AmericaMission.com. Hit that X page, subscribe, and link arms with all my buddies over there. Sharpest, loudest, boldest group of God-fearing, freedom-loving Americans you'll ever meet. AmericaMission.com. A couple bucks to subscribe. So easy. So easy. Also, be sure to join the Say Something community today. Link is in my bio, as are subscriptions. And immediately follow this show. I'll be doing a subscribers-only space, 99 cents. The subscription heard round the world. But before we tear into tonight's chaos, everybody, real quick, if you could, just go down real fast, so fast, down to that little pill, purple pill, the Prince pill, down in the bottom right-hand corner. Retweet this space, drop your questions and fire in the comments. We'll read some of those bad boys live, especially if they're good or make sense. But as always, I want to give a shout out to my boys in the Anonymous section, William Shatner, Captain Kirk, Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, Tom Cruise. They're always here, and I appreciate them so much. I understand they can't come public. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't get too offended by that, but that's how it works, though. But tonight, got a big shoe, as they said back in the day. Big shoe. Questions and answers. You want them. You've got them. Ask them. I'm gonna actually make the link between this and that, and you're not gonna believe it when you hear it. But before I do that, let me turn it over to my co-host tonight, who's got the whole world buzzing, my cousin, Tiffany Savage.
Every time I hear the song, I'll go back. I'll go back.
What's up, Savage? What's going on, girl? How you doing, cuz? Can't hear. She got the little blue dot. I think we might be having some connections issues tonight. I think I just said connections issues, which would be very awkward. That's a connection issue with speech. Can you hear? Can you? She's losing me. Let me bring her down, bring her back up in just 1 second there. Let me check in while we're doing that. Let me check in with Leon. Leon, you around, brother? How you doing?
I am around. Can you hear me all right? Is the mic all good?
I can hear you. Mike always sounds good. Remember that. That's a rule. That's a rule of the room. Mike always sounds good. We're worried about everybody else's mic. Does your mic, which I guess I am your mic. I guess you could say it's kind of a sexy way to say it, but that's not something we want to get into.
Yeah,
right now.
We got at least an hour until we get into that.
Exactly. That's a very that's a very difficult one. Get down there. I see a lot of people. Go ahead and guys, you want to request a mic? Come on up, and let's shoot the breeze for a little while. See what's happening. I see Jared down there. I would always love when Jared comes up. I don't know if he sounds like he's underwater though, but that's okay. We'll see what happens. Freaking unbelievable. Savvy is. I can't tell if she is. I'm about to boot her. If this thing doesn't come together pretty quick, we're gonna rug the whole room, or Leon, just you and I, we'll sit around and just have a conversation. How about that?
Yeah, we'll film the podcast.
That's correct. I got my camera on. Of course, that's a private podcast. I can't. That's behind a paywall. Can't just give away the goods, right? Just like off the top of the. Yep. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything, to be honest with you. I'm having all kinds of issues here. Let's just see. You know what? Let's just do a random thing. We'll just see who's here, see who comes up, see what happens.
Can you hear me?
Check 1 2. I can hear you.
Okay, there we go. Savage is back.
Hi.
How are you?
I am stressed to the nines. It's not working on my phone, so I had to switch to my laptop. So this will be fun.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna try this real fast. Let me see. I'm gonna do a little quick test here, real fast. Fly by the seat of my pants, as Captain Kirk would say.
Oh, join. Okay. All right. Here we go. Yep. Oh, look at that. Now we're cooking with tallow. Where'd he go?
A little bit of faith.
There, you can hear me now. Out of all kind of issues.
Whoa, this one's a tough one.
This one's a tough one.
Great.
This one is. All of a sudden, see, that's what happens.
I start coming in, and then boom, the space is garbage. I'm sorry, cuz.
It's weird. I don't want to say it's you, but guys, hang in there for 1 second. We're just doing a little house clean and making sure everything is antiseptic, copacetic, all those good things. I'm gonna check something real fast on my phone, see if this works. This could be the key. This could change everything right here. Where is my roadcaster? Let's see if this bad boy is connected. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, not like that though.
This sounds bad.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, like 1984, something like that.
You sound like 1984.
Your face sounds like 1984.
Hi, Savvy.
Hi, Chris.
Your face sounds like it.
Hi, Mike.
Hello, Christopher. Well, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and kick this thing off. Let me check in with Savvy. I had did you hear my cool little line? The girls got the whole world buzzing. My cousin Tiffany Savage. I thought that was pretty.
That was so sweet.
I thought it was pretty good. Pretty creative like that,
It was awesome. I love it.
Of course, I never know how creative or how good I am because my mom told me my whole life how good I was at all this kind of crap, and it turns out she might have not been telling me the complete truth. She might have just been,
she was right. She was right all along.
Was she?
Thank you, Ryan. Exactly.
Thank you, Ryan. I thought so. I did. It was just.
How else do we justify you being such a great presence out here on this platform, this technological thing that we get going on?
I thought that was how it worked. I thought that was pretty much spot on right there.
Someone's got to say something, right?
Someone's got to say something. Literally, that's why we call it the group. We call it Say Something. See Katie's joined. Good to see Katie down there. Jennifer Lawrence, the Great American Mission representative. Doc. Freaking Doc is in the house. I always love saying Doc is in the house. I don't know why. And then, of course, Savage, I'm just going to send you a mental link here real fast.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Let me just say he's in the audience right now. He's on the panel.
Mhm.
One of my favorite human beings.
Hitch slap. Chris.
Well, see, that's funny because
Shane.
I was going to put it, because you had a bunch of guys on the panel. You have Shane, you have Chris, you have Doc, and I was wondering to see who you were going to go with.
Well, they're all so good.
I know that, but you made your choice.
I did.
And now you're going to have to live with it.
Hitch slap. It's because of the accent.
It's a solid choice. It is a solid choice.
But Shane, I mean, he knows I love him.
You got to be careful. You got to be. It's very tricky to how friends and enemies work. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Very tricky. It's right there in front of our face.
Like I was in a lose-lose situation.
You were, and it's better that you be in it than I be in it. So it's just the best way to.
I'll take the swings and arrows. That's fine.
Yep. You know what? He is in the space. Hitch slap is here. Now, as good as that sounds, there's actually a way to make it sound better. And I want you to hear this. This is actually better. Hitch slap, you want to give it to me? You want to give us the real soundboard?
Bow, bow, bow. You can't beat. That's obviously the dollar store version. You can't beat the proper one with the soundboard. But yes, I do love me some cheapo sound effects because I don't have a Rodecaster, so you've got to make do with what you've got. But thank you for the kind words, and thanks for having me. You got NAG, we got Savvy, and MikeMac. Thanks for having me. Appreciate the kind words. And excellent space. It's early in the morning for me here, so hope I'm making sense. I just woke up a little while ago. I'm just about to start my day.
Well, I think having you in the morning, having you in the evening, it's always a good thing for everybody, right? A little hitch slap in your day. It's always a plus. What's up with you, brother? How are things?
Things are going very, very well. I had a very busy day yesterday, but I was very productive. There's no better feeling than being busy, but knowing that you got a lot done. So busy day, was productive all day. And then after work, I did what I always do when my food store's getting low and I'm getting angry. I went to the supermarket. I brought
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Go ahead.
Let me guess.
Tell me.
Did you get you a nice salami?
Let's go.
Let's
go. I did. Now I was on a space yesterday with Mandy in the morning. Shout out Mandy. And
I'm sorry for that. Let me just interject for the rest of the Americans here in the space. That is today is what he's talking about. But go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. So I was there, and now we're asking me about my salami. How big is it? What size? All this stuff.
Always appropriate.
And, correct. So listen, I've got no secrets, nothing to hide. I gave them exactly what they wanted, and I gave them all the details. And
there's nothing wrong with it, Hitch, if you can buy it at a grocery store, right? Like there's nothing.
Correct.
I mean, that's
exactly what I said. My salami is very spicy. I buy the cracked pepper, and I always have to have a fridge full ready to go because when I do spaces, I before the space starts, I'll cut it up into 5 portions.
Oh.
That also lets me know to pace myself.
Even though it's a metaphor, it's still a stinger. So you keep your salami cold. I respect that.
Correct.
I don't know many people who do, but there again, you guys on the other side of the world, it's a little bit different over there, you know?
What, do you leave yours at room temperature?
I like to keep it warmer than room temperature, to be honest with you.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. I keep mine very cold in the fridge.
Well, hey, sounds like a Seinfeld episode we got going on here, but I don't know. I mean,
100%. Well, it works very, very well. And to for any compliments that I've received about my hosting or whatever, Preston Henshaw taught me everything I know. And MikeMac is the second person who taught me everything I know. So if you ever say anything good in my space, it's either because of diligent MikeMac or Preston. So shout out MikeMac.
Shout out to MikeMac. There's nothing, I like that. There's nothing wrong. Jennifer, take a freaking mic. Stop being such a little baby down there. Are you and Destin celebrating? Are you holding hands or something like that in the desert, staring at a little wall? Oh my God, it's so sweet. Yeah, I just, I get to see, as long as Jennifer's mouth is in the listener section, guess what? my mouth gets to rule the day. So I'm always happy about that.
Just remember that you asked for it.
I know, bro. I know. Sometimes you got to flirt with the devil a little bit to get the good stuff. So
that's a line from Jack Reacher. If anyone's seen Jack Reacher, right before Tom Cruise like beats up 9 guys, he's like they're about to come at him, and he goes, "Hold on, just remember you asked for this," and then beats the shit out of him. Great line.
Yeah. By the way, I just saw Hitch. I don't know if you've seen this, but I'm a big fan of. I'm a huge Tom Cruise fan, as you know, because he's always and Tommy. How you doing there, Tom? He's listening in the anonymous section. I saw the final chapter of Mission Impossible, and I have to say, I think there were technically seven movies in the series, but one of the absolute greatest set of movies. It's one of the greatest sets of movies I've ever seen in my life. Like it's just, and one weird thing about it, and I'm sure you know this, Hitch, is that I cringe knowing that Cruise is doing that he's actually flying and he's hanging out of those airplanes and jumping off those buildings and doing those stunts. Like that gives it a sense of like, even I cringe knowing that Cruise is actually doing it. So I think that's. Have you seen this? Have you seen? Are you a big fan of that series? You watch any of those?
I love Mission Impossible. I rewatch from time to time. I'll rewatch the good series like The Bourne Identity. And
love the Bourne. I love the freaking Bourne movies, bro.
Them. And John Wick as well.
John Wick.
From time to time. But no, I do love.
Yes,
I do
John
love
Wick
the
is it.
John Wick is a legend.
Oh.
I do love the Mission Impossible series. And there's that one line in the first one where he's like in a restaurant and all his team's just been killed. And then the guy's like, listen, I think is it Kittredge? He's talking to Kittredge.
Yep.
And then Kittredge says to him, listen, I can understand you're very upset. And just the way he delivers the line, Tom Cruise later just says, Kittredge, you've never seen me very upset. And it's just classic, the whole thing, absolutely legendary. So I'm rewatching the second last one. I just started watching it yesterday, actually. And I haven't seen the final one or the most recent one, but I'll be watching that soon. And yes, big fan. Tom Cruise, my opinion of him just gets higher and higher. And if anyone, I'll end on this. Matt Lauer, if anyone's seen an interview with Matt Lauer, I think that's the guy.
Seen it.
Matt Lauer's going, because Tom Cruise basically said, we're over-prescribing medication, especially for children. SSRIs and ADHD, Ritalin, all this stuff. And Matt Lauer is like telling him, no, drugs are good. Kids need this, blah, blah, blah. And then Tom Cruise is like, Matt, you're glib. You're glib, Matt.
That was the line. Yeah. You're glib.
It was classic. Glib. And that clip aged very, very well. Tom Cruise saying the pharmaceutical companies have a vested interest in keeping your kids on drugs. And there was another one in Australia where he's interviewing a guy and he says, the guy's being rude. He's trying to ask him about Nicole Kidman, getting very personal. And I forget the dude's name, but he just says to him, hey, put your manners back in. Got it? Put your manners back in. And then he's like, oh, the people want to know. And he's like, no, you want to know. At least have the courage to say you want to know and put your manners back in. And I don't know. I love Tom Cruise. I absolutely love him.
Yeah, the glib line was, he goes, Matt, you don't know the history of psychiatry. See, I do, though. And I just thought I remember that part. He goes, I know it.
You're glib. You're glib, Matt.
You're so glib, Matt. You don't know what you're talking about.
Hashtag no homo, though, right?
Hashtag a little homo. I mean,
but Mission Impossible series, absolutely epic. I'm looking forward to watching the last one. How was it, Mike?
That was good. I loved it. I loved it. I love all the movies in the series. I could just watch any of them at any time. I just think they're a blast. I love the Bourne series. I could watch, if I watch those, I just sit down if they come on,
Now I've got
sleep. You look tired.
Yeah. Now, I've got a very, I know I don't want to make it too serious, but I've got a very serious, important question for you, Mike. I want you to really take the time to answer this carefully.
Okay.
Who would win in a fight between John Wick and Jason Bourne?
Oh, wow. I'm going to have to probably go, I'm going to have to say John Wick. I mean, John Wick can fall out of a freaking building, bro. I mean, his gun, he can. Oh, that's a tough call. Wow.
He's the Baba Yaga.
I think you got to go
Hey,
Wick.
Hitch, I came up here to ask you, where in the F is Matt Lauer?
I believe he's in Australia. Is that, or what's that other country over by Australia?
New
New
Zealand.
Zealand. Isn't he over there?
He's an absolute drongo, as we say in Australia. Drongo means fool. He's a complete drongo. We don't want him anywhere near us. He's glib. He's glib.
He's glib, Hitch. See, he doesn't know the history of psychiatry. I do. Okay? I've studied it.
Correct.
Outstanding. Hitch, always good to see you, bro. I don't
Wick.
know. What real quick, what do you like if you had to pick one, who are you going with? Wick or Jason Bourne?
Listen, I've been trying to work this out for the last 7 weeks. If anyone knows about mathematics, there's a goal back conjecture, so it's completely unsolved. That's what I've been working on. John Wick versus Jason Bourne, and I'm still working on it. I've been doing mathematics. I've got some charts. I've got a giant whiteboard in my living room, and I've been doing diagrams, and I'm still working it out. I need to work out the physics and mathematics behind it.
I mean, look, bro, if you get Jason Bourne in a freaking room and you're sitting there asking him, looking at his ID and asking him questions, you just sit there in silence. Wick's got to know something's coming. He's about to freaking take you, your gun, your freaking earpiece, get in your car and freaking roll off with everything you got. That's Jason Bourne, baby.
They're both undefeated, right? Like when you watch the fight scenes, they both handle all their opponents easily. John Wick probably struggled a little bit more, but he had more people coming at him at once. So they're undefeated. How do you know? It's like in the UFC. When you have 2 undefeated people, it could go. Styles make fights.
Styles make fights.
Go either way.
Sounds like an AI. Sounds like an AI thing for me. We're gonna have to figure that out, Hitch. I don't know. Maybe when we get to NAG, when NAG starts answering some questions here in a few minutes, maybe we'll be able to. Maybe that's one of the questions NAG can answer, right? So
I think we need ASI. AI is ASI, artificial super intelligence. Once it becomes sentient, the first question I want them to ask, don't worry about solving cancer and don't worry about any of that. We want to know who's going to win the fight between John Wick and actually maybe I'll ask AI in the break and let's see what AI says.
Well, Hitch, if artificial super intelligence is everything that we think it is, or it's going to be, if you ask ASI that question, ASI's answer should be, I'm not touching this one. I'm not touching this. I'm not touching that question.
I'll touch this. I'll touch this.
Touch it, Ryan. Touch it.
John Wick had some passion behind his reason, but in the Bourne Identity, there was a brainwash program going on where the choice was kind of removed. So I think I'm gonna have to go with John Wick on this one because there was definitely some passion behind that story.
No, that's true. It wasn't. Whenever you bring a dog into the equation, it does kind of change the motive.
Well, I mean, passion can only take you so far, right? We've all met these people who overestimate themselves, either in a discussion or in sports. So, listen, I'm not saying John Wick overestimates, but it can only take you so far. The passion.
Hitch, make sure in your next space that we address these situations, if you could, please.
Correct. I've got a couple lined up for this Saturday. A couple of topics. I'll make that one of them.
I would love it. Can't wait to want to Hitch's space. By the way, guys, if you're not following Hitch, do so right now. Make sure you go onto the internet, go onto the web, give him a follow, give him a subscription. Do it online. It's better for everybody that way. Plus, you can go to his after spaces, which are incredible. He is not only the best space host, he's the best after space host, which is also a very kind of, it's not a title, it's a subtitle. Hey, see what I did there?
The after spaces, I don't know. I need to try to move on. So I just want to have one question for you, Mike. So I do space for beginners Tuesday. You have to do that a certain way. There's like techniques to use. And then I'll do 20-minute space on Saturday. I'm trying to turn it over. But the after spaces took me a while to work out how to do. Now, you might think, oh, it's easy. Anyone can do an after space. But no, you got to run it completely different. It's
totally different
style. Yeah, do you agree?
I totally agree. And if you want to find out how I do that, you can go up there and it's subscribe for $1. It's 99 cents, rounded up to $1. You can go do that right now on the My Main page right there. It's literally the cost of a gas station taquito. I mean, you're not going to get a better value than that. In fact, you can.
Mr. Philby is a late night artiste.
Yes, that's correct. That is absolutely correct, Hitch. So you're right. It is different to do an after space. I guess everybody is just going to have to come into our after spaces and find out what it's like. So
I support this.
You know, Hitch, the reason that John Wick will come out the winner is they killed his dog.
Correct.
Mike, don't be surprised if people start creating an after space after your spaces.
That would be a post after space?
I'm following, but who are we following?
It does. That's the point. Exactly. Thank you very much. That's how it works. That's how a post after space works. You don't know who you're following, but you're following someone. And that's the brilliant strategy of it all. Beautiful. Oh my God, look. Hey, I don't know if you guys can see this, but in the top right-hand corner, there's someone with their hand up. Oh, that is so adorable. They have their hand up. Let me go to Shane real fast. Check in with Shane. Hitch, good to see you, brother. Chime in anytime. I hope that you're having a wonderful morning so far, brother. It's always good. It's always good to have the smartest man in X in the space. It makes everybody's IQ gets a little bit of a bump, and it's just like by osmosis. So, Hitch, always good to see you.
Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. Follow Mike notifications on. Absolutely love this guy.
Bow, bow, bow. Appreciate it.
Bow, bow, bow.
Shane, let me check in with my boy Shane real fast. Shane, you on the road? You traveling? I wanted to call on Mandy because her hand was up, but I mean, I'm not going to. Let's see if is Shane near a mic? Is he near a mic? Is he near me? Oh, don't tell me I'm gonna have to go to Mandy. Oh my God, bless him. God bless America. Savvy, oh my God.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go to her. I'm gonna call on her.
Do it.
Okay, let's go to. I see Mandy is in the off. Oh my God, Mandy is there. She is.
That's so gay.
Mandy, don't talk. You're not gay, and nothing. There's anything wrong with that. Mike. I'm going to fight you.
I'm going to fight you. So what Mike meant to say was, speaking of beautiful, Mandy has her hand up. Go for Mandy. And Ryan, as far as who to follow, it's Network Access Group. Just go ahead and turn on all notifications. And as far as the fight goes, Chuck Norris is going to win, and he doesn't even have to leave his house. So, I mean, duh.
But Jack Bauer will ultimately find him. And at the end of the day, we all know Jack Bauer's walking away from the whole fight. So
Chuck Norris has got his feet up, watching TV, doesn't even have to get involved, and he still wins. It's literally the truth.
Jack Bauer told him to put his freaking feet up. That's what Chuck Norris did. Follow directions. What's up, Mandy? How's Mandy in the morning going? I love tuning into Mandy in the morning. It's always a great show. Mandy has one of the best personalities. Let me tell you something real fast, and I'll just say this on a side note, and then we'll kind of get going. But Mandy is one of the hardest working young ladies I've ever come across in my life. She had several opportunities to where she could have taken the day off. She could have done some other things. And the freaking chick was in a hospital doing her show in the morning. And I have to say, we joke about it, Mandy, but it really is your ability to do that in your drive is beyond measure. And it really is something else. And when you come on Say Something Beyond the podcast, we're going to talk about that, aren't we?
I am so excited and super honored to be a part of your podcast, Mike. It's going to be so good, so great. And I think it's really important to have a great work ethic and just all kinds of ethics whenever you have small children. Whenever you have small children, because they see everything you do, and great leaders lead by example. You have people who want to be like all bossy and just yell and try to tell you what to do when they do not do this things that they're telling you to do themselves, and you don't want to listen. You don't want to eat from a skinny chef. You don't want skinny chef food. You want the fat like Italian chef making your food. You know what I'm saying?
Of course you do.
Right. So you lead by example. And that is why I work so incredibly hard, because I want my little girl to say, I got to where I am in life because I watched my mom. And that's what I wanted. That's the goal.
That's so good.
See, that time it deserved it. That time that was so good. That was very sweet. Oh my gosh. By the way, Mandy's daughter has one of my dot to dot books. which you guys can go. They're on my page. I'll actually put a link up there. Why not? Right? It's they do the look. Kids are swiping, but we forget because we're older what it's like to actually hold a pencil, what it's like to actually trace things, to do cursive, to practice these things, to color between the lines. We take that for granted, and it's getting harder and harder for these kids to do it. It pushes them to a later age to be able to master these things. I taught high school, and the kids did not even have their own signature. They could not write anything, even just to practice their own name in cursive. They couldn't do it. So I think it's really important. It's going to be a little push that I'm going to be working on. We're going to be kind of pushing this whole thing with, and there's going to be adult coloring books in there as well, so you can do it with your kids. Word searches, mazes. It's going to be just a whole bunch of different things in there. But right now, we're doing dot-to-dot books. You connect the dots, you color them in. You can put your name on it. It's your own little book. And it's something that, believe it or not, because y'all keep things like I do, I guarantee it, one day they're going to look back at something you kept in your chest like, oh my God, this is your little dot-to-dot book from when you were a little bitty kid. And it's going to mean a lot at that point. So go on Amazon, go to .C Publishing, DOTSIE. I'll put a link up in the nest here in a minute. And you guys, if you want to pick it up for your kids 4 to 8 years old, you can do that. And they're cheap. We undercut everybody else with the prices, so ours are cheaper than everybody else's. Speaking of cheap,
Mike,
I'm not going to say speaking of cheap going to Leon, but I will go to Leon, and I'll save that line for somebody else.
What's the oldest thing you have from your childhood? Like your oldest memory that's physical, of course.
I've got stuff from kindergarten, elementary school. I'm not going to tell you what year that was, but it was a long time ago, my friend.
2012, wasn't it?
2012-ish. That's correct. That's correct. It's tough being in your 20s.
I have a still in use Mickey Mouse little baby soup spoon.
Really? Still in use?
Still in use. It's metal.
So then it's the shape that kind of makes it still usable.
Still has all the markings on it. It still looks like Mickey Mouse.
Oh, that's cool. Where did you get that from?
I've had it. It's been with me. I mean, I took it all the way to college.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
That's funny. When I went to and again, there's no reason to tell you what year I went to college. 1989. But my brother gave me a refrigerator. It was a blue, I forget who made it, but it was a blue refrigerator, with those little cube refrigerators that you take up like to your dorm room and stuff like that. And he gave it to me, and I used, I had it up in school the whole time. No reason to, no need to get into what was in that refrigerator up there. But I just, when I left teaching last year in May, I brought home my refrigerator. I had it in every classroom that I ever taught in every single year. And my brother he gave that to me, and he passed away about a year after that, a year and a half after he gave me that. And I have had it ever since, and it has worked perfectly. It's a little rough on the inside, a couple little things kind of, blah, 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 but it still ices up. It still freezes in that little compartment up at the top right. And I can't tell you how proud I am to know that he gave that to me. I was so happy with it. It's got stickers on it from all the years, from when I went to college, from when I went back to college to when so it's literally an album. It's, I couldn't explain how important that is to me. And when I left teaching, it left with me. So that was kind of,
Well, before you move too far off of Dotsies, I did want to say that I've been writing out thank you notes to newly registered Republicans in my precinct. I had 96 of them, and writing.
Oh, that's cool.
Even adults, right? You don't write a lot anymore, and my hand was like cramping. So I definitely, and I love to color and things like that. So count me in with that one.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, that's a great point, Kim, because it is, if you don't write a lot, it's after just a little while of drawing or writing, it's weird how that muscle in your hand cramps up.
And my hand, like the actual handwriting, I'm like, good. I mean, I had to use whiteout, and of course, the new fancy stuff that's not the liquid, but still, it was a chore. I couldn't get my hand to work properly because we don't write as much as we used to.
That's a great point. Even as adults, we are more on the tablets than. So it's an adult Dotsie. See, DOTSIE. Type it in there. We got one for back to school. Back to school is the biggest seller right now, obviously. But you should see the Halloween and the Thanksgiving and the Christmas one is absolutely adorable. So yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. It's really cool. So I'm excited, and it's just kind of my way of doing this and kind of, I don't know, giving back, starting up a little thing on the side just for fun, and then putting them out there, and I think it'll be a blast. So anyway,
Well, I'm going to drop down because I've got to go to Bible study, but it's nice to see you guys, and I hope you have a great time.
study that Bible. It's the best thing you can do. Speaking of the best thing we could do, I see my girl Jennifer Lawrence is up on the stage. Hello, Jen. You're so sweet. Such a fan.
Hi, Jen. And I see we have 2 requests, but I'm on my laptop and I still don't know how to do it from here. So that's on you.
Let me scroll down and see if I can refresh that real fast.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up, Jen?
Hi, Jen. Love you.
Love you guys too.
No, I said I love you. You don't have to say love you guys.
That's the thing. That's the thing, Savvy. I don't have to say it.
Ouch.
Whoa, that was sitting right there.
Listen, I'm out of spaces mode right now. It's been a minute. Okay.
Okay, Savvy. Look, before we get into NAG, we're gonna do that right now. I want to ask you, where have you been? I haven't seen you in spaces in a while. What's
I know.
And by the way, that post, I want to say that, and comment, tell me a little bit about that post about George that you put out. I saw how emotional you got, and I remember when you talked about him his last day on X. By the way, those updates, Savvy, what do you think about those? Those are incredible to read. I mean,
I love them.
Wow.
I love them so very much. And it does kind of open your eyes, to a different side of George that not maybe a lot of people know or knew.
George might have not even known.
Well, that's true. That's a good point. But I love the fact that he's doing that. He did his first one when he was in for 2 weeks, and then did the one that was released yesterday. So he is an FCI Fenton, I think is what it's called. I don't know how to pronounce
Ferriton,
it.
I think. Isn't it?
Ferriton.
Yeah.
Ferriton. Yeah, in New Jersey. And this is not a super hardened criminal federal prison. Okay. So these people, and if you read his writings, I mean, he'll kind of go into a little bit of detail about the people or types of people that are in there. But it is August in New Jersey and it's hot and there is no air conditioner. And there is mold growing on in the vents and on the walls. I have been an advocate and worked with a lot of legislatures in Georgia for prison reform. I wasn't aware of anything, of course, that is in any other state. But as soon as I saw this, I really got really pissed because, you think about the previous administration, okay? And they were putting illegals up in freaking 5-star hotels. And we have prisons. I mean, these are still humans. They at least, give them a little human decency, which is air, And I'm finding out in a lot of comments that a lot of these prisons don't have it. And I'm, man alive. And it really, I try to take the personal side out of it because George is a personal friend. And that's difficult for me to do, but it's still not right. I mean, you think of if this is really an epidemic within our federal prison system, that it's, I think it's wrong. I just do. And
can I just jump in with you on this? Because it is an epidemic in all of our federal facilities. And especially in the private prisons where we have allowed a private prison industry to benefit off of the American people by the government setting them up for failure to begin with. And once they get
Right.
in there, they are held in deplorable conditions, absolutely deplorable.
And we
And
could
then,
just remind people of the January 6th gulags. I mean, look at that.
exactly.
You know?
And then if they get a felony sentence, right? Even if they do their time, they do 5 years, they do 3 years, they do 10 years. That felony charge is a life sentence. A life sentence. You can't get a normal job. You can't
No,
get
and
normal housing.
voting rights get taken away unless you petition, and that could take years. And it's fine, or you have to pay a certain amount. You have to petition to get your voting rights back. It's tough. But yes, you're exactly right. And it's wrong. It's wrong. But yes, I have been MIA. I was at a conference for the bank. I was there for a week and I have more coming up. And I got really, really sick with whatever, I don't know, that upper respiratory stuff that's coming across. And when I get sick, I get sick. And I'm having some other physical blood issues, immune sort of situations. But, I have consulted with my doctor. I'm back in the gym, a whole new meal plan. So that's good. Trying to do this without medication. And what else? Oh, of course, being a mom. Because my daughter just started school back and she just celebrated her 14th birthday. And then I have I am now an owner and operator of Sandlot Media Group. It's a podcast media production company with John Rocker. So I'm very excited about that. So that's taken a lot of time. I'm working with several campaigns nationwide as a strategist for elections this year in November, next year in November, and in 2028. There's a lot, and there's only one of me, and it's completely stressful. And when I get super stressed, I really don't like to throw that on everybody else because I'll pretty much just, unload. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. But when you asked me today to be your co-host, I was like, yeah, because you're my blood. So crash course, Savvy's back in Vegas.
Word. It's what's up, cuz. I know what's up.
Mhm.
That's right. Well, I know there's only one of you, but we'd like it the fact that there is only one of you. So
It's
that's
probably a good thing because it would piss a lot of people off.
it would.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying to be as sweet as I can. I'm not maybe I
You
probably
don't have to be
honestly
sweet to me.
we
It's
don't
fine.
we don't want another one of you.
I
It's okay. It's okay. All right. Well, here we go, guys. So for the next hour, we're going to be talking to NAG. Now, I know that you guys out there, I have gotten so many DMs about people asking questions, telling me their theories, their philosophies, everything about this. They come in usually by the day, quite a few. And then they get associated. And then I get a couple like these accounts that have like what's the last one? I think it was like XMikeMax, MAX, which I'm kind of pissed off that I didn't freaking come up with that account. That would have been a great alt account to have. He's fake, by the way. I think I know who's doing it, but screw him. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to find out from NAG, who they are, what they're planning, what time the world takeover begins. So you can, and then and of course, the crypto coin that you can invest in to be able to. I'm just joking. That's terrible. But yeah. So let me welcome Leon to the stage. Leon, how are you?
I'm doing good. Hey, everybody. My name's Leon. I'm one of the founders of Network Access Group, and I'm looking forward to it. We did a similar sort of thing on Monday on the Spotlight space. A lot of great questions, but definitely a lot that weren't asked as well. So definitely here to answer whatever anybody would like to know and say whatever else you guys would like to know about the project.
So let me just start this off real fast. Before we get into what NAG is and what the product and the platform and stuff like that is, I need to know right now, is NAG Mossad? I need you to just come out right now in front of everybody. Tell us all right now, NAG, are you Mossad? Are you working with Mossad?
You got me. No.
No,
We're not
oh,
Mossad.
whoa. Somebody's been practicing. There's only room for one Trump voice on here, Leon, and I didn't like the way that one sounded. That was pretty solid. I'm gonna have to ask you to not to do that again in my space, or I'll boot you. But then you could boot me, so you really can do whatever you want to do. So not Mossad. That's a good thing. Okay, see, we're already building on positivity right now. So why don't you tell us a little bit about? So what is NAG exactly? Like, how did it start? What's kind of the background with NAG?
Yeah, so the background is just really just two people. We realized that the information exchange landscape has just completely deteriorated. Everybody's starting from a level down whenever they're trying to form their own opinions about basically any topic or problem, whether it's nationwide, worldwide, or just in your community. There is no way for anybody to produce constructive dialogue through the information overload that we all live under, and just the hectic, garbage media landscape that is. Like, you can't go anywhere and get factual information, and that really was what bred Network Access Group, and it's what sort of formed the long-term mission, which is bringing power back to communities, like small communities, local communities, and funneling information and change from bottom up rather than the top down sort of funnel that we are currently in.
So when you talk about the future, when you talk about facts, and I say facts as opposed to truth, because truth is, until you narrow it down, truth is always kind of that's a tough one, because the truth, sometimes you just never get to the point where you find out if it's true, right? But facts are things that basically we can agree on, and they're exclusionary. So for instance, if I say 2 + 2 is 4 and you say that it's 5, there's a chance we could both be wrong, but we cannot both be right. So just the fact that 2 + 2 is 4 makes it an exclusive, it's an exclusionary fact. The other things cannot be right because this is a fact. And I think, NAG going into that, I think it's pretty powerful. But how is it, do you think, is it going to be difficult to be able to whittle that down to pure facts? Like, is that, well, like, how do you see that playing out?
Sure, it's absolutely a difficult task. That's why you don't see anybody doing it. One reason, because the money might not necessarily be there, as it is in the way the current system is set up, and just because it's too much work. Listen, you can go and find factual information. You can go read government databases. You can get all this information. You just have to spend 24 hours straight sitting in a chair to get an answer on one topic. Pretty well, to know it pretty well, and even then, anything can change or sort of influence your mind, because everything is just pushing someone else's agenda or someone else's view in some way. If you open up any article on CNN, on Fox News, any of them, you're going to find things wrong with that article if you are looking at it from a fact focused perspective. There are plenty of facts in these articles and these mainstream networks, but they're just diluted by a certain way of thinking, no matter which way it goes. And it's whenever we're talking about NAG's perspective on this, when it comes to the product, of course, we are developing our own technology to sort of assist us in sourcing and cross-checking and getting the facts collected together. But the way we plan on sort of showcasing news throughout our product specifically is to only showcase things that we can truly collect enough factual information on. A fact isn't a fact until it's supported multiple times by multiple different sources. You can't just say something's a fact and it becomes a fact. We are heavily focused on really just pulling together from as many sources as possible, and at the end of the day, giving people the best possible most factual information. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I can give you the facts on everything, because that is not true. And if I can't find you the facts, and if I can't cross check it and confirm it, then I will not show you that information, because that's the biggest problem. Is everybody just wants to have a say in something. They want to get their word out about the hottest topic in the moment, to get some clicks, to get some ad revenue, to sell some space, whatever it might be. The point is that information is forced down people's throats. And it's not only that the information isn't clear enough or it's not factual enough, it's that it's manufactured most of the time.
So really, it's kind of an opposite tack that you're taking. And the fact is that whereas some sites decide, I want to put out as much information as I can and see what sticks. NAG, what you're doing is you're actually limiting the information that you put out, which is unheard of in the year 2025. You're limiting the quantity of information. Hopefully, now, is it safe to say that I guess you would like people one day to be able to say, yeah, but is it and I don't want to get into names and naming and things like that of products and all that kind of stuff, because I'm not sure where we are as far as.
No, we can talk about absolutely anything.
Okay.
Anything can be asked.
So let's say on the product, and when we put something out, so if you want people to be able to say, but have you checked with them yet? Is that right? Like, you want to say, yeah, but it's not there. It's not on their product, not on their platform. It's not on their page. It's not there yet. It's like, is that something that would be kind of a positive?
I mean, in theory, down the line, that would obviously be a positive if we could cover everything, but that's just not a realistic goal for us at this point, because we aren't looking to shape anyone's opinions. We are just looking to be the starting point for people's opinion formation. You can take what you read, the facts that you read through Inflow Daily. That's what it's going to be called, the first official product, Inflow Daily. And you can go read every day a refreshed set of a catalog, a digital newspaper almost, of information on certain topics that we feel very confident that is ready to be let out to the public. And then our goal with that is to give you that base layer of factual information, and then take it yourself to whatever any source you would like, because there is no escaping the system fully. We're not saying we're taking over the mainstream media. Mainstream media isn't going anywhere.
Right. So, but at the end of the day, if everything goes according to plan, the evil empire take over the world plan, that's obviously is what you're not talking about to the rest of the people, and I respect that. Oh, did he just come to? Boy, you see, they got him. You see how that works in real time, Savvy? They got him.
I do.
It's weird. It's so. Or of course, then again, it could be because Maze came up, and they track Maze like a son of a gun, bro.
Yeah, they do.
Maze comes on
like,
stage, just like they just start tearing shit down, bro.
Who's
Wait, what? What did I miss? Who tore what down? Tell me everything.
You came up, network access got kicked off. We're just asking questions. That's all we're doing.
Can you guys hear me now?
I was kicked off too. It completely closed my entire app out, and I found my way back very quickly.
Yeah, it did the same thing to me, Maze. I mean, I couldn't. How many times did it take? I think 3 or 4 times for me to be able to get a mic. I had to get on my laptop.
Well, I might have been messing with you, Savvy. So I don't know.
Were you really?
No, I was not messing with you.
Your face. You already said you don't like me, and the world's better with no more. Of
I
me.
said we only want one of you. We don't want to devalue. It's like the Fed. We don't want want people to just print. We don't want God to just print savvies. It devalues the savvy. So, okay, Leon. So I think going back to what we were talking about, wouldn't it be kind of cool though in your mind if someone said, like, you can hear these stories on these other places? Wouldn't it be cool if they go to Inflow Daily, they go to NAG, they go to everything associated with what we're building here, and to see if it's on that site, to see if it's in that application, to see if it's on that platform, to realize, like, maybe I can trust it a little bit more because they're just the facts. And if you build that up over time, right, then you have this track record where people can say, but they have been right. These actually are the facts,
Absolutely. That really would be. Wait, let me just make sure you all can hear me first. Okay, absolutely. Like that's a fantastic thing. But the issue sort of there is how through Inflow Daily we are planning on limiting the amount of information we do share. So sure, in question like, oh, something happened somewhere. Let me see if it's on Inflow Daily. Definitely, I want people to ask that question. Of course, that's fantastic if that's the first place they check, or not even the first, but they just want to check if it's on there. That's great. Inflow Daily is going to limit the information, but it will be the most factual, the most limited. We are not going to be in the business of giving you 10 paragraphs to read so you're on the application longer or the website longer. It is the most concise, most well sculpted factual information presented in front of you. None of the fluff, none of it, absolutely none. We're not trying to sell you how good reading the information will be on our platform. It's the fact that you have a place to obtain this sort of clean cut factual information, and we believe that there is a group of people who would genuinely value that, and I know I would. So
I think
that's
there's
exactly why we're doing it.
a large number of people that are going to be valuing that moving into the future. I think we're seeing it right now. I don't think the timing could be any better. So we got some hands up here. Let me go to a couple of these hands. Let me hit.
I kick CJ, Mike.
Yeah, let me hit
That's your
CJ.
guy.
I can't.
No, I'm saying I kick him. I think he's glitching you.
Oh, okay. CJ, you want to give it a
Hey,
shot?
what's going on, guys?
Go ahead, CJ, and then Shane next, and then Coyote.
What's up? Hey, how you doing? I kind of want to get it back, like a back and forth with the host here. But can I ask initial thing? What is NAG?
As in what's the organization? It's NAG. I mean, this NAG thing caught on, and you know what, I kind
I
of like it.
understand that completely, but could you break it down for me? What's NAG stand for?
Yeah,
Read it.
NAG stands for Network Access Group. It's an umbrella sort of social media
Okay.
identity.
So I have a current lawsuit against like multiple hospitals, state police, what have you, for basically assassination attempts
Told
on
you.
the day of Doug Mastriano's rally here.
Did somebody move him, or was that just another glitch in the matrix?
I think it's just a glitch.
It was
a
me.
glitch.
I decided to hack the stage and knock his ass off so I could talk instead.
You're capable of weird shit like that. You know what
I
I'm
know. I was
saying?
gonna
You
say.
make
I don't think
unrecorded
Shane's
spaces
lying.
recorded like magic. Shane is the real conspiracy. Nobody really knows.
Shane's doing the thing with the
And
thing.
this is why facts are important, because this is
I'm
how.
just kidding, by the way.
Yeah, this is how rumors start, even when we start them about ourselves. So, Leon, since you said all questions are on the table, I've got one for you. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, what we're building is something that can take, say, 1,000 opinion pieces on any given topic, filter out just the facts, so that we can then read those facts and form our own opinion from the facts rather than other opinions, right? So we're closer to the source.
Yes, absolutely. Well, yeah, there will absolutely be no opinion. And that is really the major focus of introducing Inflow Daily first. That is, we are a new organization, we are a new group. We can't just step into the field and say we're giving you purely the facts. It's a credibility, you have to earn this credibility. So that's how we want to start with this smaller, more limited information platform, so we can honestly, truthfully do the work to ensure that it's the best possible product and it has completely no opinions throughout. And then we obviously plan to expand into the Inflow platform, which is we drop the daily. Inflow Daily will still be a thing. It'll still be the limited information. There will be plenty of people who are interested in that. But the Inflow platform will be broadened. It will be a real-time information exchange sort of platform where you can access a much wider variety of real-time factual information utilizing through the use of our technology to hopefully form this final product on a much larger scale than what we intend to roll out with next July.
Yeah, I like the way that sounds. It is good. It's like anything else, right? It takes time in order to build up trust. And if you have a track record where you can look back and say, yeah, but look at this. You see, we never said that. And if you look at this, we told you that. We had that broken down right there. Facts. And again, I think people are going to have a difficult time when things are broken down rather into facts, because facts are they're not nearly as pretty as drama and conflict and opinion, right? They're not nearly as pretty and as engaging as the back and forth. Yeah, but what it is, because right now what we do is we're so caught up in the connections that are connected with the connections that connect other things that are connected, that it like the tentacles of what we think go so far out that sometimes we forget where the tentacles actually came from. The base level, like what do we know for a fact? Not what is probable, what is factual. And I think that's what I'm really looking forward to being a part of. And and one thing I will say about NAG is they've never told any of us that we can't have our opinion, that we cannot go down the path that we want to go down, that we cannot be connected with who we want to be connected with. There've been no limits whatsoever on what we can say, what we can do. And yeah, so anyway, just one thing that I really enjoy that aspect of it. And if you want to see some of those things, you can go check out our Rumble channel, Net Axis Group, NETAIAXIS Group, over on Rumble. I'm not going to tell you that I just have some new videos that just came out, but I might have a couple new videos that just came out. You have to see for yourself and determine whether or not that's a fact. See, there's a fact. We've already started working. It's that fast. That's how it works. Okay, let's get to a couple of these hands. Mr. Philby, and then I see Ryan and John's in the house. So, Chris, what's up, brother?
So, Leon, basically, if you wanted to break old school, because I'm 66. I don't know how old you are, but I'm probably old enough to be your grandfather. Anyway, you know, they used to have these things called viruses, and the
Chris, hold on. Chris, it's bad, bro. It's really bad. Is it just me, or is Chris?
No. It's me as well. I was just about to ask.
No, yeah.
Okay, Chris, Chris, why don't you drop down and come right back up, brother? It sounds like auto tune from the late '90s, but we'll get you back.
It was the same for me, by the way, Mike.
There you go.
All I wanted to say was that NAG kind of described that esoteric access of life, like when spirituality in this world try to, converge on a point. So I'm looking forward to maybe participating in the building of this group. I'm kind of just coming across it now.
Love to hear it. Yeah. Anybody who's interested in getting more information or getting involved, like anytime, reach out. I give out my phone number, my email. I'm happy to talk to absolutely anyone and everyone. So thank you for the kind words.
Yeah, because we have to create tangible relevance to these things. Sorry, but yeah, I will reach out.
Yeah, and I think one thing I was saying earlier about the facts is it's difficult, because I've heard facts, right? We all hear facts that we get pissed off that they came out, right? It's like, damn, those are the facts, right? Like we do get like that, because if our side is on the opposite side of a factual situation, and the team we're rooting for is on the opposite side of a factual situation, or the guy we voted for office or whatever it is, it sucks when those facts come in and they go against what we believe and what we root for and we want our side to win. So I really think it's going to be an interesting endeavor to see how this plays out. About will people be willing, and again, once we have that track record, once we get past that certain point, but people can use NAG as that baseline to be able to confirm that. But Leon, quick question: even if you do give the facts, don't you think there are going to be quite a few people that will just simply ignore them and go on their own way and kind of plan on doing their own thing anyway?
Absolutely. And that really is that is the biggest question of this project. It's not, can we do it? Can it be done? Can you find the right people who want to do it? It's do people care? Do people truly care? Like we don't have a baseline right now where we can sort of just say, oh look, there is this source that's not getting read enough because people just want to be on Fox and CNN fighting all the time. It really doesn't exist. We have no idea when it comes down to it if on a large scale this will be effective and implementable across a larger group of people. We will see. That's how we are. We have a mission. We want to see it get done, and that's why we're doing it. And we're going to follow through with it until as far as we can go. And we'll see. We'll find out the answer when we get there.
I think that's interesting that we may all just be a bunch of freaking liars and not even know that we're lying. We may not even know that we don't want to know the facts or the truth. We may have to have it put in our face, and then we have to reassess. Do we really? We've always said we want to know the truth, but if you do get the truth, I wonder how that plays out. That's going to be an interesting scenario, to say the least. If nothing else, we get to kind of at least hold the mirror up to ourselves and see where we are. I think that'll be pretty interesting. Let's check back in with Chris now. He's back up on stage, and then we'll go to John, and we'll go from there.
Well, thank you, Mike. I think I ran into a bunch of dead cells. So anyway, Leon. So like I was saying, back in the old days, they had these things called wire services, and the two main ones were AP and UPI. And so they would get information that would come in from around the country and around the world. Basically, it would just be exactly what you're talking about. It would just be facts, because that's all that people would be able to get across on the wire. Very short messages. This is what happened in Namibia this afternoon. They had this assassination in the Capitol, and these are the facts. And then that would be the end of the transmission that came across on the wire. And then it would be up to the whoever was going to develop the story to pick up the background and to develop it into something that they could put out into a newspaper story or whatever. And so if this is what you're looking to do, we haven't seen that for a long time, because even though AP, I guess, is probably the last standing wire service, UPI is still around, but not in the same capacity as it used to be. The information that we're getting is tainted, because it's being put out with with whatever bent that that we get. And I think that they may have got a taste of their own medicine, when it came back to bite them with the Obama administration, when they got wiretapped, by the White House. And I'm not in favor of that either. So I think that what you're going to be doing is going to be difficult. I think that you're probably going to get a lot of resistance, but as long as you're brave and as long as you're willing to put up with it, God bless you. And I'll look forward to to seeing your product, and hopefully you're gonna save a lot of lives and keep a lot of people straight. So thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And I'm really happy you brought up the wire services, because I'm not saying we're definitely not saying something like this never existed before. The problem is that it doesn't exist today. And the thing is that in theory we sort of want to do a similar thing to these wire services, except even cut out the person that develops the story, finds out the background, because we just want to share it in a compiled digital newspaper. Now, the interesting thing is that this existed, and this is exactly what is sort of motivating us to do this project even further, is that this once existed, and now these facts, just the bare bones straight information, has been sort of ripped from the consumers. And it at that time, as the wire services started developing and the news networks started coming out more and more, then it was already starting to get diluted. As you say, the backstory, it first got handed to a middleman who then wrote the backstory, and then the backstories got twisted. We want to cut all of that out. The entire idea, the sort of motto we speak about here, is that we want to bridge the values of the past with the technology of the present and future in order to bring what we once had back in a modern, more clear way, just a more fair way to consumers of the news.
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, got the advantage now of that they didn't have back then, of worldwide instant communication. And back then you'd have one guy who may have to drive for 3 days to get to the nearest teletype machine. So God bless you.
Appreciate that, Chris. Good to have you, brother. It would be interesting if we had a wire like that came across with facts, but I think the workaround for that was that people say, well, we're reporting that they're reporting. And so you don't have to do any of your fact checks. You can just report that they're reporting it. And then it feels like, oh, now I'm free to be able to say, and then you get to pontificate and you get to just kind of, come up with an opinion based on what their reporting was, even if you've never investigated their reporting. And so now it seems like, oh, well, they're reporting in because we're talking. I don't know. It sounded as jumbled as I just tried to spit it out right there. So we'll see what happens. But it's it's a work in progress. So that's the beauty of it. John, jump in there, brother.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for bringing me up, man. Appreciate you doing this. I did have some questions, and it's really not complicated. But I consider a lot of the people. And I'm sorry, is it Leon?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Leon. John, nice to meet you, man. Good to put a name to the black nag that I see all the time. Like, you're nagging me. But I genuinely believe that I've developed really incredible relationships. Um, in one case, business partnership, right? In another case, I actually, was able to help, people. And I do believe uh, deep down that X has been more beneficial and good to overweigh anything that could possibly be negative. So with that being said, um, a lot of the people on here, Mike, uh, Mandy, Shane, and although I'm not super close with them, but it's like in that networking sort of, familiarity, there's been a long enough time where we've been, really doing the grueling grinds in different elements because we aligned, right? And that's important to me. And the team that we are continually on my side of stuff, or our side of stuff, it's just our team came together because the things we were doing fit together, and boom, team effort. Like, no contracts, no nothing like that. But with that, it's really, in my thought, the element of, genuine relationships, right? What it comes down to. So the people make whatever the product is or the service behind it. If something is out of whack within the team, obviously, so that's kind of the premise of where the question's coming from. So I looked on your website, saw, in full disclosure, I literally just kind of posed the same question to a bunch of people in the group, not you, very purposely, because I've never interacted with you. And the people I was just kind of questioning things is like, hey, do you know about this? Do you know about this? And that was one of your partners, and I think it's QISMT, but that was acquired by Avenga. So my question is, I guess first, are you guys like I know you mentioned bridging the gap. So are you like more national, like on the American side, and you're doing international work, bridging that gap too, or are you just making those sort of media connections? Are you guys more focused on the media end of things, or is it kind of like a multifaceted effort that you're putting in?
Well, so let me just understand your question. It's like how we sort of came to work with Avenga if we have like an international focus. Well, I can tell you our focus is America. America is our focus. Avenga is it says partners on the website, but we're technically like clients. They're helping us develop the platform. It's a tech company that sort of helps develop the platform. We met them through our so we have our exclusive long form content sort of base for Network Access Group is on Rumble, and we are cloud partners with Rumble, and Rumble is in good cahoots with Avenga. They sort of helped over there, and they worked on stuff together, and they connected us. So that's sort of just how that relationship came to be. And we've just been working with them since the start on developing the platform specifically. We're more so, well, we are clients.
Okay, awesome. No, and I appreciate that. Thank you. It added a ton of clarity. When I hear partner, I just in context, it's like, okay, is this like a service relationship, or is it kind of like like a collaboration sort of thing? So that was awesome. So, with Avenga, are you utilizing any of their tech services specifically? And if you are, their AI-based model, do you know what that's based on, by chance?
I don't operate the sort of the development side of the platform, but if you have like a list of questions that you want, like I can get them answered for you. I can't really give you two clear answers. I speak to teams over there on like website development for us, and when we need changes made on these smaller things, that's more of my style. But I can get any question answered for you in like 24 hours.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Once again, it's just like, plain to put it, it's just like, yep, just observing and just kind of making connections of sorts too. And I want to make sure that, you know, um, I had all the facts too. So I appreciate it. Thanks for answering the questions.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I couldn't like give you a better answer to that question.
See that I have
No,
to say this.
no, but
That's what I like about John. He and we've gone back and forth. I didn't have all the answers for him either, but see. I like it when people ask questions and they go into an environment and they say, "I want to know this. Maybe I shouldn't ask this because maybe could this bring up something? Could I trigger something? Like, did I stumble across something? You never know until you ask the question." And I respect that, John. I respect you coming in here, brother, and asking the question because if you came across something that was nefarious or something that was being kept under a blanket and we didn't know about it, that changes everything, right? And sometimes you got to have the guts to be the person that might be able to change everything. And so anyway, I thought those were great questions, John. And if you want to if anything else comes
yeah.
up, brother, um, you know, just chime in.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And really for me, it's the tech end, and it's because, one of the people on our team is working closely with someone on the forefront on the AI development of things. So it's like there, you just, we're able to get some pieces of things like, hey, be mindful of this, this, and this, and it really wasn't anything more than that, so it was just like, maybe I should look into this a little more, and it was just purely coming from like, because I actually care about like, what happens to people that are really genuinely doing good out there in the world. And it's like, yep, I'm gonna have your back regardless, and I don't know who NAG is, but until I introduce myself and we make that initial connection, I don't know. So it was really no more than that, but thanks again, I appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. Um, Let me check in with my boy Coyote. Coyote, what's going on, boy?
What's going on, man? Hey, yeah, John, I appreciate that question because that's an excellent. That it was an excellent question, and I encourage everybody to come up and ask the hardest questions that you can, because from what I'm getting of this has never been done. So all the answers aren't going to be there 100%. Like this is we're moving into a different era, and this is kind of where things are going. I've looked into this a little bit, or actually a good bit on this, bias media, just information. I mean, whatever people want to call it, I call it information instead of like factual or non-biased and stuff, because that's what we want, right? We want just information, and then we can make our own determination like that. But there's a bunch of little holes that everybody on this stage has. Like, we got a bunch of questions ourselves, and the answers will come. That's why we still got a year. So I'm glad you kind of put that perspective for me right there, because I've been waiting on somebody to do that, because nobody did that last night or the other night, whenever I was having my space, and I wanted them. I wanted them to come up and try to like stump or something, because we don't. It's coming out. It's going to be revolutionary. I know 100% that this is what we need, instead of getting our stuff off Cat Turd, which gets it off Fox News, and then JoJo from Jers, which gets it from whatever the hell she gets it from. We can actually just get regular information, but it's got a lot of stuff up in between there, whatever. And also, that's the way, if you were to know something that wasn't right, then you could communicate with us, because you know us, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then that would help us out, because there's a lot of nefarious actors out here and stuff like that in this little social media world. But my thing, I guess I'd say, is, Leon, like, do you agree with that? Like, are we in the? I mean, we know there's a model and everything, but there's still some growing to do. We got a lot of, probably going to be some changing of minds and stuff. Correct?
Well, there absolutely is a lot of growing to do, and we've sort of been saying it multiple times thus far. But do people want the information? I think it's not just a question to be asked; it's sort of a goal to put out ahead of people. Do you want this factual information? Do you want to see it? That is where we have to grow into, because in our current state, we're not seeing it one bit. I mean, I say I want it. I'm still not out here researching all day long and making an X community where I can give you at least what I can to this point. There's a lot for us to grow into and do, and this team that we've developed up until this point is exactly doing just that. And it's been such a fantastic group so far, and I'm so excited to continue producing content and pushing sort of just this mission that we have, and seeing who would want to tag along for the ride.
Appreciate you. They must
Sorry
be in the
about that.
back channel. Oh,
I'm
good.
I'm talking into the freaking bottom left-hand microphone like a freaking idiot. It's okay. It happens. Not everybody does it, but I do it every now and then. Let me welcome Grant Cardone to the space. Grant, good to see you, brother.
What's up, big boy? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. What's going on with you? What's the word on the street?
Man, just hustling my game, buddy.
Yeah.
Just I can wake up every morning like I'm broke.
That's the drive, right?
Well, that's the thing that keeps me from being broke.
Grant,
Nothing else works. I was just telling my wife this.
Let me ask you a question. We say we want, and this is kind of getting into what this is the organization I work for, and what they're doing in this space right now is we're answering questions if anybody has any questions about them, and everything is opinionated. You know this as well as anybody does. But if you had a chance to have a platform, and we were talking about it earlier, Chris brought it up about the old school. Remember the old school days, AP, the AP, the news wires and stuff like that. They would come across with these lines that were just facts, right? Well, now everything's opinion based. What would you want to see something that was facts, even if those facts disproved a bias that you have? Would you be interested in facts like that?
Well, certainly I would be. I don't know how you produce that.
Well, I think what we're talking about is it's being produced because it's not a multitude of information. It's not like information overload. It is information that, like, for instance, if I said that you were doing something, let's say that you were running for an office, let's say, and I have that from you. I have it. Your wife released a press thing on that as well. Fox News, you were on Fox News talking about it, and you have 5 to 10 different clips that have confirmed that this is a fact, right? Then that would be considered to be a fact. But if your brother and I are just talking in a space one day, we're talking about Bitcoin, he said, "Yeah, Grant's probably going to be doing something like this." That's what gets reported more now than anything else does, and then it spreads like wildfire. And a platform that doesn't give that information. Yeah, Grant's going to be doing this. Yeah, and then I'm telling somebody, and then I'm saying it on my space, and then all of a sudden it's happening. But I've got it
I know, man, but
confirmed.
you know how much that would cut. You know how much that would cut down the content.
Yes.
God damn. I mean,
it's going to cut down the conflict, cut down the rumors, cut down the. It's going
well,
to
there should be a law that you can't basically spread untruths without facts. Like all the clickbaiting that's done right now, like you know, I'm not going to say it about me, even though it's been said about me. Mike is a gay man.
God, I'm having
And
a
then in
flashback.
parentheses, I heard this on a podcast. You know, you should not even be able to post that as the clickbait. Like there should not be. You should not be able to do opinions. You should not. You know, none of that should be allowed without providing the support materials to make the claim. And then if it's not true, man, you should be litigated on.
Hey, so Mike, I wanted to show. I forgot to put that in my spiel. I put it up in that little post I made because I dug off in this and it's rather confusing. And you might be on there, Grant, on the second one, the ex influencer bias thing. But there's like a chart, or it's like a metric system how they judge it. You know, like 18 point. I mean, you can look up there and see if you can read it because I ain't gonna lie, like I ain't read it all the way there. But you can see right there, like Reuters and AP, you know, they are the top two, I guess you say, non-biased as of right now. Fox News was actually behind CNN. It's rather fascinating, some of these things, but they even take it to the degree like on the second one, if you scroll over, I don't know if you're on there or not, but there's all the influencers or whatever. It's pretty cool.
Well, I think media bias is certainly, I mean, it's certainly something that's very prevalent in what's going on and who we consider to be, you know, biased and unbiased. But, you know, Grant, real quick, what you were just saying, though, technically what we see now as reporting, though, is what you just said. Somebody could take this clip now and they could say, well, I heard Grant Cardone say that Mike Mack was gay. Right?
Exactly.
And that's what and they're not saying it. They're reporting that you said it.
That's right. And that shouldn't be allowed.
I just clipped it.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably
well,
going to get a lot of clips.
In this case, you can't defame me. You couldn't even litigate me because, you know, if it's true, it's true.
Right.
I'm not coming after you.
By the way, Grant, you didn't actually hear that in a podcast, did you? I mean, that's
well. By the way, it has to harm you too.
True.
So I mean, in your case, it might benefit you.
God, I was freaking that setup. Yeah, you've been planning that setup for about 60 seconds at least.
Yeah. You know, because the reality is, you know, like I've been involved in a defamation case and we won it. I've only been involved in one, and I've been defamed many, many times, but you're never going to litigate in a defamation case if the other party has nothing to lose. So like most of these people are brokies, you know, so they're saying stuff about other people, and when you go to shut them down, they're like, bro, I got nothing to lose. So you have to actually pick somebody that has something to lose because otherwise you can't win. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
So people just won't. They just won't stop doing it. What are they going to lose? Oh, I'm going to lose my YouTube account. Good, and they're going to go start a new one.
But I think those are the same people that they'll look at facts and they'll refuse to believe even the facts as they're laid out. Right? Like they can adjust for a way that and there's.
I'm just saying we wouldn't have any more content. I mean, you're bringing up a great thing, but there wouldn't be any more content.
You talking about you? So you're saying that if I make a video about me riding on a bike and just talking to a camera, you're saying you wouldn't watch that?
Maybe if you get hit by a car.
There we go. And
But you always have like sports
and that's a fact.
opinion and stuff like that. There's always other stuff.
Yeah, but bro, as long as you have competition, right, for all this other crazy stuff, the human psyche wants to see the drama.
But if you think about NAG like a citation.
Look, if you got 3 million people on the roads today, we don't stop for the cars that didn't hit us. We stop for the ones that did.
True. Well, the conflict in the story, the way the story's told.
Nobody rubbernecks because somebody didn't hit you. You know, we rubberneck over the accidents and the idiots in the world.
Well, true. Well,
Unfortunately.
there are no novels, there are no stories that don't have conflict in them, right? If you don't have conflict, you don't have a story. You only have a scene.
That's
and
right.
scenes aren't interesting. But if you're doing something, if you're having a conversation with something, if you're putting out content on something, and you have a place you can go and see, is this verified? Like, because there may be 100 stories, but NAG may only post 10 of them because those 10 are the ones that are confirmed. So at least it would be a resource for people to be able to go to and say, well, I know. And again, you'd have to have a track record. You know this. You have to have a track record to be able to back it up. But to be able to have something that you can at least say, but it said it here. And this place hasn't been wrong. This place has been only facts that have been verifiable and things like that. So if nothing more, it's an addendum to something that is being said, something that's being done, something being written, something being produced, that you can feel more confident, at least in your points in what you're trying to say, which would lead to content as well. That's right. That's how you shut freaking Grant Cardone up, right there, baby. That's
Yeah, dude. Yeah, maybe. But
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just saying,
shot.
like, who's going to produce that? Like that site does not exist for a reason.
Well, yeah. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find
look,
out
you
if it
can't
does.
tell me, like, you can't tell me Fox News is fair and unbalanced or balanced.
I don't know.
No.
No. So come on.
Hey Grant, I got a question for you because I hear what you're saying, but look at it this way: the reason misinformation is so well received is because facts are interesting. I mean, this world's crazy. If you could filter out the noise and just keep the signal, let's assume the signal is the facts. There's still interesting information in there. I've gotten to the point where I don't trust anything. So now I'm throwing out the signal with the noise. So what NAG is trying to do, like you guys are dealing with right now, because I'm at Laguna Beach, they're trying to filter out the noise of the waves in the background and give us just the facts. And I think there's still enough chaos in humanity that the facts will be interesting.
Well, Grant, so the idea here is that we're not trying to overhaul the mainstream media. You're absolutely right. That's where all the entertainment is. That's where all the money is. There's a reason none of these major networks aren't changing their entire business plan overnight. It could take them 2 seconds to develop some sort of technology that could make them at least 80% better than they currently are. They could kick every single journalist out of their operations, and they could scale scale down and just become powerhouses of information if they really, really wanted to. But like you said, the entertainment's there, the money's not there, or the money is not there. And that's exactly why we can't have a goal to overhaul the mainstream media. But tell me right now, if someone gave you a book let's talk about car crashes, because that's what we brought up. If there was a source that sort of said what the facts of your day, and it said that you were going to get in a car crash that later day, nothing changes about the outside world. Those outside sources, those big major networks, they're still all there. The same entertainment, the same drama, the same commotion is happening around you. But you're going to navigate differently that day once you read that source, if it happens to be in there. Right?
Yeah. You're saying I didn't know this was an actual thing. This is your thing. NHG's a thing.
Yes, correct. It is our startup.
Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. Well, hey, I think there are people out there that do want the facts. But I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to have a page on me, the facts about Grant Cardone?
I'm gonna be the one writing that.
Because that's what Wikipedia started as, right?
That's true.
And then what did that turn into? It's the only social platform I am not on, because they then allowed everybody else to put whatever their fact was of me, and I'm like, fuck this, I ain't doing this. Like,
Well, the
I
answer is
can't even control the content about that my own name and what I've done in my career, because they're like, oh, that's promotional. I'm like, no, it's actually the facts.
Exactly, and that's disgusting. They completely deviated. If that was truly their initial plan, they completely deviated from that plan, because
Yes.
those are no longer facts. You can't say they're facts. No one can say they're facts because they're objectively not facts, and that's disgusting behavior. I'm completely with you on this. It's
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah. But I didn't know about your site, dude. I'd love to support your site. I'd love to have a place where I could go get the facts. But
And
isn't that yeah, go ahead.
I just want to curb another point that I'm assuming will be coming up from this is also let's talk about money. Advertisers. That's why the media landscape is how it is. Not fully, but a large number. For us, you will never see an advertisement on our platform. You will never see any outside monetary influence in any way, shape, or form. This is two people with a team in-house, self-funded, no partners, no outside advertisers, none of that. No data collection, no selling your data, none of it. Classic capitalism.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
How
I
are
like
you going to
that.
get funding? How are you going to fund the deal?
It's a self-funded project. Happy to talk to you independently about that. That's all. Yeah, self-funded project.
There we go.
I hope
By
you
the
got
way,
a lot of
I'm
funding, bro.
Making
That's a lot of
connections, making moves. guys.
self-funding, man.
well, it's happening.
That's
Pre-funded,
awesome.
self-funded, all kind of stuff. So, but yeah, that's I guess yeah, y'all could talk in the back channel about the
Fucking
funding.
Maze
I don't
is
want
never
to.
going to go to this channel, though. You know that, right?
Who?
Maze.
That's all she's going to be on.
Maze is part of the channel. She's one of the cogs of the channel. Grant.
No, she is.
Look out now.
Yeah. Hi, Grant. How are you?
But are you going to be able to talk about aliens without showing proof of them?
Oh, she's got her
You
proof,
know what?
Grant. Bro, come on. She's got her proof.
That was listen. Avi Loeb just came out and said that there's aliens that are going to be here in November. He's a Harvard professor. But yeah, we can't. I don't think it would make the network access. Inflow daily. However, we still have X to be able to talk about shit like that.
But Grant, Maze, that's actually a good point. Is that you can have a Harvard professor come out and say that and base it on projections and trajectory and things like that, but it's not a fact, right?
Yeah, so that's what I mean.
And so that would not be, but that would not be on NAG's platform.
It wouldn't be on Inflow Daily, no.
Inflow Daily, right? It'd be intriguing. It's awesome. It's like really cool, but it doesn't make the
Guys,
cut.
how do we even know if any of history is the fact?
That's what I'm
that's
talking
true.
about. Let's yep. Do you
Don't
guys use
start her. Don't
AI
start her.
to strip away? I know I'm already started. You guys
She's
already. I'm like a
she's
lawnmower.
weeing.
Once you give,
She's wooing.
once you crank me up, you know what I mean. I don't stop. But I have a question. Are you guys going to be using AI to kind of strip out any of the opinion stuff, or is this going to be put together by actual people that are trained in being able to strip out the bias? That was a question I thought about since the last space you guys had.
There will be both. AI is absolutely when we started the project, AI wasn't really. It really wasn't a possible avenue of here, but luckily, early enough, the boom sort of started on, and we connected with the right people, and we are developing our own technology that is assisting with this sourcing. But we will also have a human review team, running over the information that's sort of distributed throughout the network.
My thing is like, how can we even think about figuring out if something's like going to work or not going to work if we don't even know what it is all the way? It's never been done before. That's why I'm excited, because this is breaking ground.
True. The unknown is interesting. Yeah.
Can I ask the guys at NAG, how are you guys going to compete with Truth Social?
Is that a joke?
I don't know.
That's a joke.
I hope you're joking.
That made me spit out my drink.
It's the dry delivery. It works every time.
That was good.
Speaking of dry delivery, someone with no charisma, no charm whatsoever, someone Grant knows and loves, as do I. I'm waiting to see if he does an emoji to see if he
Oh my
knows
gosh, I
that.
hope it is who I think you're talking
Matt
about.
Storm, who has agreed to be on. Well, I don't want to announce anything yet, so let's just go. Matt Storm with that very, very powerful voice. Matt, how are you, brother?
Are you saying there's a dry delivery involved?
I didn't want to say it, but I implied it. I
Said
think
it
it was.
without not saying it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Savvy. Good to see you. Maze, good to see
You're
you.
welcome, Storm. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, Storm.
Hey, Storm.
Hey, G, what's up? I heard
Storm,
a little birdie.
turn on Fox. Storm, turn on Fox Business at 8:40.
Okay.
I'm talking about how socialism is inflationary.
Ooh, that's
Fox
sexy.
Business.
Now,
Not Fox News, Fox Business.
okay, let me ask you this, Grant, because we have a group of friends in common. What happens when facts are distorted and they're too lazy to verify them, so they go directly off the media source and quote that as the Bible? How do you fix that?
That's what I'm talking about.
It's unfixable because nobody's going to really do the research and the due diligence to actually get down to the objective truth. So, Network, glad to hear you, man. I'm really glad that you're doing what you're doing.
Well, I've got some objective truth about Matt Storm. So see here, and here's the thing, Matt, is I think, why am I calling you Matt? I called you Storm my whole freaking life, and now all of a sudden I'm calling you Matt. Here, the interesting thing is I think, and tell me what you think about this. I think it's going to be much more difficult than we think dealing with facts, because we are so entrenched in our bias, our sides, right? My side versus your side and stuff like this. If I find out that your side produces a fact that really knocks down a narrative that I've been promoting for, depending on the length, it could be months or years, right? And I find out now that that fact has totally shattered what my belief was and my premise of building these opinions that I've had, right? I think facts are going to be very, very uncomfortable if we get to a point where we have a place where we can confirm that this is indeed a fact, right? And now NAG is going to put out 100, they won't put out 100, pieces of media information if there's only 40 that can be verified based on rigor and the and the sources and the things that are actually going to be doing the verification. And so there's going to be less content because less things can be verified. But Storm, don't you think that's kind of interesting about how we might actually deal with facts that we believed to be facts for a certain period of time and then find out that they're not?
Well, first of all, you have a great point because it's really tough because facts, that word is so overused and people think that's like literally the gospel. That's where we're all going to struggle because we're so entrenched in our beliefs for what we were taught. So where you went to school has a direct impact on what you think about history. Where you go to school and college has a direct shaping influence on how you feel about politics because schools are where you get indoctrinated into whatever you believe. And there are people in this room who are on the left because I see you, and there's people on the right, and there's people in the middle, and the people in the middle are confused because they're trying to see both sides of it and they don't know which side to pick. So we think the other side is absolutely batshit crazy, while the other side thinks we are. And there is some truth in the middle, but the problem is, how do you disseminate facts when you're being bombarded? And now that we have AI, God, they make anything look real. So what your eyes are actually seeing is not necessarily, you might be believing it, but might not even be reality. You might be living in a virtual world where you are literally plugged into the matrix. So Maze unplugs us sometimes and allows us to see the other side. But I got to tell you,
Don't do it.
Maze, I might just want to stay plugged in for the rest of my life based on what I'm
Don't
hearing
do
you
it,
say.
Storm. Don't tease her like
We got
this.
to
Not in
wind
a
her up,
public
man. I got
space.
that lawnmower cord right in my hand, man. We're about to pull that thing up. Here we go.
Hold on. Are you saying you want to unplug or you want to stay plugged up forever? What
I might just unplug and just go off the grid for the rest of my life. Just seems so
The,
much easier.
the steak is really, really good plugged in.
I might convince the aliens who are right now, for some reason, pegged as aggressive and dangerous. I might convince them to take us on a joyride. Would you come?
Absolutely. I'm in. You had me at Joyride, Maze. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Well, people are either moving
Mike
towards
Mac.
something or they're moving away from something, right? And so I think when you take the topic, you can, if you take AI, you're either moving toward it or you're moving away from it. And that just defines who we are, right? But if we can agree on certain things.
Now we're on the AI topic. Somebody wind Mike up.
Okay. See, don't get me. Look, you want to go wee, Maze? I go woo. That's what makes us such a cute couple.
Mike, I got to ask you. You asked me a question. I got to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Are you real or are you AI? Because we've never met in person yet.
That's correct.
So how do I not know that you are so smooth and so charismatic and like you're amazing as far as one of the best hosts in the world? How do I know that you're actually real? I can't physically touch you or see you right now. I feel so disconnected.
Well, then, so you're saying that really in order for it to be a fact, you need to feel me and touch me. Matt, we can make that happen, bro.
Well, see,
I've
but
offered
what
it
if
a
you're a
million times.
robot? What if you actually, can put a disguise on and look human? Because, some of the robots that they produce these days, you won't even need to have a human relationship anymore with these robots coming through, man. They're going to like literally own your connection to reality in the world. Who needs people when you've got robots?
Storm, it only matters how I touch you.
That's true. As long as you touch me the right way, we're good. Let's go.
That's what it comes down to, bro. But seriously though, real quick, and then I'll get to a couple.
I can't hear it.
So I totally threw me off what I was thinking about right there.
What was that?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I totally lost my train of thought there. What was I saying?
Matt, touching, Mike. Does that help?
We were. I did. Maybe I just got flustered, and maybe that's what it was.
Hey,
I just.
So my wheels are turning now, and it's like, okay, so you got a bunch of people, right? Like, okay, say you do have these facts. Well, I go look at a lot of facts. May's go look at a lot of facts. Mike, you go look at a lot of facts. I like this app. Coming on this app, you come up here for as much, I guess you say, it's truth and everything, and freedom of speech you can. But other people, it would put them in the fucking loony bin if they came up here and seen what we've seen. They're scared of it. So there are people that are actually scared of the truth. And that is the thing. Would this help? What is that? Like, the people are demoralized. Would this help them unprogram a little bit? I don't know, man. My wheels are turning
That's
now.
actually a good question, and thank you, Coyote. You just reminded me what I was going to say. It's kind of what Coyote was just talking about. When you do, like, people are afraid of the truth. And you know what? I'm not even going to open it up because I want to go back to NAG. I'm going to freaking May. See, when Maze comes up, everything goes freaking awry. It goes down rabbit holes. It goes down
Hey, do your
wormholes.
whole thing so you can center Mike again. Do that whole thing you do.
But isn't that a trip though, Mike? Think about that.
Yeah, it is a trip. I don't know. There's Heather down there looking up at Savvy. I don't know why she won't come up. She's probably jealous of Savvy. It's okay. Let me go to check in with Steven's got his hand up. Steven, first of all, Matt, it's always good to see you, boy. It's always good to see you. And you and I are going to be doing something together here pretty soon. Yes.
But we'll announce it later.
That's of course.
Let's
I
get
don't
to
want.
the
We're not
hands.
going to.
Thanks,
We're
Mike.
not going to tease
Dude,
that.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you, my man. I always do. I love you, and it's great to see everybody.
Good to see. Good to see you guys. Give Storm a follow. He is he is one of the freaking best base hosts around. One of the most giving and kind human beings that you're going to find anywhere. It's always a good thing to have someone like Storm in your life. So Storm, good to have you, brother. Steven, got your hand up, brother. How are you, Steven? Good to see you, man.
Great, sir. Thanks for letting me have the mic. So diving right in, I heard a couple people dance around this, but nobody jumped right into the network access group. What is your protocol for information quality assurance and data hygiene? I'm familiar with Julian Assange and what he went through for WikiLeaks, and I'm also familiar with Richard Wang and his protocol at MIT for the same, and that's for companies like McDonnell Douglas, Lockheed Martin, etc. And it's brutal. I would say the bulk of your expense will, in fact, be in information quality assurance and data hygiene. How are you approaching this to ensure that facts are market facing?
Thank you. I appreciate the question. I fear I'm kind of going to disappoint once again because it's still in development and I'm not actively on the development team of the platform itself. I can tell you that sourcing is the most important thing to us, and that's level one. And it's not just one source, two sources, it's multi-level sourcing. There is a reason why we are limiting the amount of information that we plan to share, especially on the initial product Inflow Daily, and that is because we want to be 110% sure that it's factual information being presented properly to consumers of the information. Now, we are absolutely going to make all the information public about how we are going about checking the information and formulating it in a way to share to the people. That is in no way, shape, or form going to be a secret or like a trade secret. Nothing like that. That will be shared public information, and it the questions can come asked once the product is definitely closer to being completed. What is it right now? August 20th, and we plan on launching the first platform or the first iteration of the product in July 2026. So pending some more development and just some more progress on our end, I can hopefully get you those answers a lot better and clearer than I just did. But I hope I sort of gave you something.
Sure. So the time we're spending now is a preamble to what is to be. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Well, I think Stephen, and you know this because you're in church spaces with Shane and me and Mandy and other people. You know, because it's almost like we're silly sometimes. We wonder about what facts are, right? When really there are facts that we think that we know that we base so many things off of here based on our own knowledge, but in the reality of the grand scheme of things, they're not facts, right? They're not. So I guess what I want to say is that we should probably have some at least standard baseline about things that we can all agree on, you know, together, right? Just things that are recognized as what we say are facts. Yes.
Sure. It's a thin line, and I'll qualify that by making this statement. For me to say my shoe size is 13 is a fact. The truth is, it's not an opinion. It's therefore a fact. Now, it's also an inaccurate fact because I'm a 10 and a half. But to say I'm a size 13 is presenting you with a fact. I'm presenting you with factual information. It just happens to be inaccurate. I want to know what the protocol is and the sensitivities are that are alleviating the marketplace from inaccurate facts.
You mean inaccurate facts as far as, I mean, I recognize the example, but so if.
Would that be a 13 wide or? No?
It's impressive it's a 13. I can say that. That's a fact.
It's an unimpressive 10 and a half.
Well, we're all right around there. So let me ask you this. If we use your scenario, Stephen, and let's say you say that your shoe is a 13, but in fact it's a 10 and a half. What I can do is there are people, whether it be in your family, friends, shoe salesmen, people like that, that can verify whether or not that's true, right? I can find out if that shoe, your doctor, things like that, there are people that can verify that is a 10 and a half. It may be presented as a 13 and a half. But the thing is though, is everybody, but do I have 10, 15 other, 20 other sources that are also doctor, mother, family, kids, neighbors? Are they also being able to confirm that that is in fact a 13 shoe?
That's exactly what I'm asking. You're nailing exactly what I'm asking. The brutal weight of qualifying facts. You're talking about for every post that network access group, for a post as simple as me saying I've got a size 13 shoe, have to have somebody contact my mother, my friends,
right,
my shoe salesman, and all of these people to verify that information, times, let's say, 1 million users a day posting once, twice a day, to qualify that with the rigidity and the completeness that you just articulated. In other words, for every post, someone's going to have to call a mother, a shoe salesman, several friends. So per post, you're talking about a labor force that is not only expensive, but remarkably inefficient, very, very bottom heavy. And I would say turnaround on that would be probably between 72 and 168 hours per post to qualify.
Let me ask you this though, real fast.
Yes, sir.
There are, in this space right now, there are 221 people in this room. I can't see all 221 of them, but I believe, based on the data that's coming into me from this algorithm, that there are 221, give or take. So with that said, though, I am not going to verify, I am not going to discuss or present or promote or put out the information of or discuss everybody's shoe sizes in this platform. But if you, Stephen, give me that information and I'm able to put it through this rigorous thing, you particularly, now all of a sudden I'm doing it for one person out of 221. And if I can't do it for you, then your shoe size never gets posted.
Sure. So that's the gist of it. How do we see the framework as to what qualifies, how rapidly posts will be posted, and how are they vetted? What's the turnaround to vet a post? And so Network Access Group raised their hand for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he has an answer.
I'm just a polite guy. No, but as I told you, the vetting, I can't get into great detail on that right now for you. I can at a later date, and it will be available for everyone as well. Now, the interesting thing you brought up was the post turnaround time. We will never be focusing on breaking news. There is no shortage of breaking news, and there is no way to properly vet breaking news. It is impossible. Anyone can tell you that they're the best at breaking news. They have the best information, maybe on some things, but not everything, and definitely not consistently. You can't properly vet breaking news. A headline can be correct, the entire story can be wrong. Point stands. Breaking news is not a sector we want to deal with for this very reason. Every single day, the Inflow Daily platform, remember, Network Access Group and Inflow Daily, which is the product that we're talking about, are very, very, very different things. Network Access Group is a social media identity for a network of people with a shared mission, which is obtaining this information. Inflow Daily is a daily digital newspaper. It gets refreshed every day at 4 a.m. Eastern Time, and it runs until 4 a.m. the next day. Then the brand new edition comes out. We do not deal with breaking news. The previous day's news, or not even news, information is shared once it's been given the time to be properly vetted and selected and put together in a way to confidently show the users of the platform. Now, if only 8 things happen that day that we can confidently show to users of the platform, then you're going to get 8 things that day, because at the bottom line, we are just in the business of giving you factual information, no matter how lucrative or non-lucrative that may be for us. That's the goal, is the information that we can share, we get out, because that's 50 steps ahead of where we are today.
Sure. So it's more prudent to say then you're a recent, accurate history site than you are. So gave thumbs up that recent history site. And
well, I like the way that sounds. That's like micro history, right?
Correct.
I think, yeah.
And
but then you're also sort of
that's
implying that news
valuable.
that you can't properly fact check is the only proper news. That's not given enough time. I mean, it's a valid term, I guess. Like, sure, yeah, it is history. It's past tense.
Yeah, well, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if we have accurate historical documentation that's 168 hours old, that is that's clean, that's still a pure data set that's actionable, and it's pure. My thinking is, I mentioned the guy's name, Richard Wang. This is kind of what he does: information quality assurance, data hygiene. He sets up these protocols for companies that rely on 100% accurate information, because masses of people are in jeopardy if there's a minute detail in error. Like, again, McDonnell Douglas, Lockheed Martin, those guys, vetting the information that's coming in. It's a rigid protocol, and it takes the amount of time that it takes. There's no speeding it up, there's no slowing it down, and there's no moving forward on anything actionable until you're at 100% information, bankable, qualified, and that is if my most sincere hat tip to you and the team. It's a remarkable and an arduous undertaking, and I, I say this, like I won't say the companies, but it's to vet information down to screw size of for a project is unbelievable. If this is what you're doing, I humbly salute you, and I'll thank you ahead of time. Thank you.
Hey, and on that note, I wanted to put up in the jumbo breaking news. There's no possible way to put out 100% breaking news.
That's a
I
fact.
also had breaking news that Mike Mac, my cousin's the best space host ever. Fact check
That's
that.
fact check true.
Network access group. Boom. No.
Go ahead, Leon. You want to jump into? We can talk about the facts about me, right? We can do that all day, but
Oh yeah, let's do that for the rest of the
just for the
night.
rest of the night. Okay, so when I started when I was a child, I don't know your memories about preschool. Okay, we'll wrap it up right there. Stephen, great questions.
Is that when you realized you were different?
That's when I realized I was different. That's exactly when it was, actually. Damn, that's when my teachers gave me bad grades for being different. Mandy, I'd like to have you you jump in here.
That's so good.
Oh,
Yeah, I
it's
just
not a
wanted
good
to say,
Monday.
I just wanted to say I went and checked that fact. It appears you are the second best space host. I'm so sorry.
Oh, thank you,
Mandy,
Mandy.
I'm sorry.
I know. And
Apparently, there
look
was
at
a
me,
mute
look at me
glitch.
talk over the mute. Look at me
Was
talking
that
over.
is that a double mute? Sorry,
Yeah, no.
it's
So
fine.
second,
I know. Shane, that's
if
the
you ain't
thing with the
first, you're
thing. I get
last.
it. You're breaking up. It's a little bit. It's kind of. I don't know. Can you hear us, Mandy? Are you there, Mandy?
Is she there?
If you're not first, you're last, and that's okay. We all can't be first,
I
Mike.
know, Ricky.
We all can't be
Ricky
first.
Bobby. I got you. That's a fact.
I know she's queuing on. I knew it.
Yep, she is. John, jump in there.
I'm so freaking confused right now. I don't know even what question to do. Seriously. Like I'm really trying to contemplate whether
That's a fact.
this whole thing is in fact real or not. So I'm just gonna come out and say it. Are you guys serious? Like that conversation, like was that real?
About being real? It feels real.
Got a year still.
Leon, is this real? Or are we just or is this the
Absolutely, it's
greatest
real.
rug pull in the history of the internet?
Yes, it is
Are
real.
you living in the Matrix?
It's never been done before. That's what like if you've never heard of anything, think about like when they made the wheel, and then the person that was talking about, I'm gonna make a wheel. They're like, what? Yeah, right. That's not. And then he made the wheel. They were like, oh.
Carriages are cute, but there will always be the need for the horse. So, Shane, jump in there, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you guys are actually plugging stuff. I'm leaving the beach right now, heading to the theater. Are you plugging right now? Because if you are, I don't want to say what I'm about to say.
We are not plugging yet. We're going to wrap up here in about 15 minutes or so. But
Okay,
if you
good.
want to
Then there's
start
time for
plugging here
me
in a
to
couple
say what I
minutes, you
want to
can.
say. So John was asking if this is real. I don't think Leon will mind me saying this. I resisted joining NAG. He can validate this for quite a while. And I had 3 people I trust that I will not name because I'm not going to name drop, look into NAG, and they passed all the checks. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come on board. I'm just one person. I could be a complete idiot, but I believe in this project, and I'm far too busy to waste my time on something that's not real. I sure as hell wouldn't have dragged people I trust and care about into this project if I didn't believe in it. Will it save the world? I like to think facts could save the world, because I think opinions, especially opinions based on bias, are destroying it. So who knows? But to answer your question, John, yes, I believe it is real. So enjoy the ride.
And you got to think about that, John. Look who you got up here. You got Maze. You got like, bro. We looked. Trust me, I looked and looked and looked. I probably didn't look as good as Shane because
Maze is literally the one person that's not up here right now.
She's not.
Just saying, it's a fact. We're
She's
speaking in
slithery.
facts. Okay, we're talking facts right now, right? We gotta live it. So
I stand corrected.
let me just say this real fast. Going back to what Shane says, and Leon, I want you to jump in on this as well. I think the amount of misinformation, because the pendulum always has to swing farther to the other side in order to even things out. And I think in this era that we're living in right now of misinformation, I think it's a wonderful thing because it is going to make us, for those of us who are interested in doing it, not everybody, right? Not everybody's going to want to have the facts, but it's going to make us have to apply common sense and our own research and our own investigation more than we've had it fed to us. And now we have to go out and eat. We have to go out and find our own food, right? And so now with AI clogging things up and AI confusing us, that's not a negative thing. It's a better thing because now we're going to be pushed into finding truth, pushed into actual reality. And God forbid that we actually have to do a little bit of work on our own to be able to verify things. And if we have someone along the way, like NAG, a partner that can step in and say, look, I can't guarantee every single thing in the world is this, but we can give you everything that we know, that we can verify based on what we're presenting to everybody. This is our algorithm. This is what we're going through. This is our approach. This is who we are. This is who we're dealing with. This is the transparency. All we can do is say that if you are looking for that in your life, we can go along on that ride with you. And after a period of time, can't get it from the start, but after a period of time, you're going to find out, wow, I can trust that organization. Like I trust what they're telling me. And once we get to that part, then that's it. Because now you can trust someone and you're trusting them because of the facts that they've been giving you. Right. And then it's someone that you can ride. It becomes a bedrock. It becomes a foundation. It cannot be like that at first, but it can be like that after it's earned. And so I just think that if people do want to look into things, they do want to do their own research, they do want to investigate, they don't want everything spoon-fed to them, then I think that NAG is going to be one hell of a partner along that journey. That's the way I see it. And going back to what Shane said, that's why I'm excited about being a part of this, because I think it can just change our outlook, just a slight change in the vision of how we see the world. And I think it makes this is a great time to be alive right now, right? It's just a great time, and I think it's going to be wonderful. So that was my positive, rosy message for the day there. Shane, what do you think about that?
I mean, you pretty much just said everything I was going to say.
Well, thank you, Shane.
Yeah, I'll just leave it there.
No, what you said though, you were right though. Like, because I feel that same enthusiasm and I think that's the way the way we see things, right? Some people, like I said earlier, some people move towards something, and some people move away from something. And I think you and I moved toward this organization, right? We did our vetting of this, right? We went through the process, went through the steps. There's no question that you can ask Leon that he hasn't been able to answer already, or that he can answer. I mean, it's all out there.
That's
It is
not
literally
entirely true. The sourcing or how the rigorous tests that the material will go through. I was not able to answer that.
well, but see, the interesting thing though is that's a fact, and that's the truth, and that's what we should all be looking for. Is someone says, "Can you tell me the exact algorithm, the rigorous approach that's going through this?" No, I cannot, and that's a fact, and that's the truth. And that's the beauty of it, right? Because our default switch is that for politicians, businessmen, the media, everything, the default switch is to lie. Well, if you can change the default switch to telling the truth and dealing with the repercussions and the feedback from that, that's where we want to go. That right there. So,
you know what? Speaking of that, I'm going to share one thing. I'm going to
I'm gonna dox Mandy's morning show. So I'm gonna say sometime in the last 3 weeks, because I don't want to pinpoint the day, somebody said something on stage that everybody believed to be true. Later on, this individual, let's just say a few days later, that's not factual, by the way. I'm intentionally obfuscating the data, and this illustrates why we need NAG. A few days later, theoretically, maybe this individual comes back and corrects their information. Now, if NAG is faithful at never having to put us in those positions, we'll trust it, right? But if it puts me in that position once or twice or 5 times or 10 times, we're not going to trust it. So I appreciate that they didn't race to market, in the Steve Jobs fashion, and just push the product. I appreciate too that they picked such an incredible date to launch it, the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, because I believe what this country needs more than anything is facts. I'm one person, but in the last 3 weeks, maybe more, I have just gotten to a point where I don't trust anything. Now, maybe I'm just saying this to push this product, but I can give 2 examples of when this took place. One was when Trump dropped the F-bomb coming off that helicopter or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's AI. I found out later it wasn't, right? The second time was when Maine posted a picture, or rather a video, of Trump dancing on the White House. I believed that one because he dances it all over the damn place. That same stupid chicken dance, right? It looks like a chicken nugget. No offense, Trumpers. But my point is, I was wrong. I was wrong on both of those. That put me on my heels to a point that I realized I don't have time to vet everything. So what? I just believe nothing? Because this is where we're headed. We're heading into a world where we believe nothing but our own silos. Like I believe the people on this stage, at least most of them, So is that what we want to do? Create these little silos where we don't believe anything unless we hear it from like our friends and family? Because that's where we're headed.
But Shane, you invest, but see, you believe that, but now you don't believe it. So there was a point in the middle where you found out that that was untrue. That's NAG.
It took Maine in one of Angela's spaces. He literally got up there and was making
remember
fun of
that.
everybody that believed that Trump dance. And I'm like, wait, what? Are you telling me that wasn't real? Like literally live on the stage. I had to hear out of the horse's mouth, as it were, and basically confess my sins before all of you that I fell for it. But this is where we're headed. And honestly, if I can have a source that's going to only give me facts, and I can trust that source and they don't burn me, then I'll continue to trust that source. And that's where we're hoping NAG takes this product. If they burn us once, twice, half a dozen times, I mean, I'll be on the first bandwagon out of there too. But from what I've seen, they're doing all their due diligence to make sure that doesn't happen.
Well put. Well said, brother. Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's going to be. I think it'll be an interesting ride. And again, context always plays a part in facts and truth as well. And I think that's going to be something, moving forward is not just the facts, but how the facts are told. If I've told my kids, I go, sit down, idiot. What's wrong with you? Like I've said that a million times to my kids. If you write that down on a piece of paper, the teacher told his student to sit down, idiot, and shut up. That sounds very bad. But if you knew the relationship I had with the kid that I said that to, it would have been one of the funniest things you would have seen. Right? The fact is I did say it. And if it's just judged only, if the judgment comes only on the facts, then that is also on the person who's they're not being truthful with themselves. Like, are you investigating? Did you talk to the kid? Did you talk to the other teachers? Did you talk to their classmates? Did you find out what was the context? Because the context also has to play a part in the facts and truth. And that's something that's not only on the platform and the product, but it's also on people. It's on us to be able to do that too. So. But I think we're going to start wrapping it up here. Leon, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I really enjoyed the space. I appreciate everyone who came up and asked some questions. like I said, DMs are wide open. Anytime, reach out if you have any more specific questions or anything you want to know about the project or to see if there is a road for involvement. Absolutely anything, just reach out. I'm happy to talk to absolutely anyone. Thanks, Mike, for hosting this every Wednesday. I mean, it's one of the best spaces on the platform, of course. And thank you, everyone else who's been here. Really appreciate it and had a great time.
Appreciate that. Let's go to Mandy. We'll talk about anybody got anything coming up, anything they want to shill, anything they want to promo, anything like that. Go ahead, jump in there, man.
I just wanted to say he said one of the best and not the best, because the best is Mandy in the morning, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. And to put full context of the reason I have been here this entire space was because Gary mentioned you getting hit by a car while you're on your bike, and I've just been waiting. I got my popcorn ready, I got my snacks, I got my M&Ms, and I'm just waiting for this to happen. So is it like in the next 5 minutes?
Well, see,
or so, Mike?
NAG would jump in, Mandy, and then they would confirm the facts about that. And it was not Gary; it was in fact Grant.
The fact
So that
is,
hurts.
The fact is that was a good callback, though. So she gets it.
No, I can't let her. No, she doesn't get it.
Well, I mean, they're brothers, so they was thinking the same thing. We were all
I
thinking
don't
the
know if
same
that's.
thing.
I don't know if that's.
It's true.
I
It's true.
don't think so.
It's true.
Mandy.
Well, I guess I'll have to come back next week to see if you finally get hit by the car
I guess
while you're
so.
on your bike.
That's
Yeah.
so gay.
Mike.
Michael.
Mike. I
I'm
will
going
fight
to
you.
fight you. Okay.
I'm gonna fight you. We're gonna live stream it, and
Dude, we
everyone
will
is
totally
yes.
live stream that.
Mhm.
And you know what?
Yeah.
You may kick my ass, but I'm probably gonna get in one pretty good shot, though. I'm just saying.
I'm saying as a female, I know better than to try to square up with any man, even a tiny, brittle little man. I'm not saying you, Mike, but
Wow. God, dude, you throw
I
freaking Shane underneath the bus like that in front of everybody. He's got fans in here, for God's sakes. What are you doing?
I'm just saying that all women should know self-defense and just enough self-defense to get away, and they should never try to one up with a man.
Ding ding. There you go. That's how you. That's the actual thing. I scrolled down and I'm scrolling back up. I apologize. I didn't see a couple hands. Mandy, you didn't tell me because I normally look. Mandy's a co-host. She's a host. She's always a host. She's in my space all Wednesday. She's a host. She's Mandy, the morning host. Best talk show, best morning show around. You can talk about anything. It's an absolute blast, by the way. And it's a good place to really, instead of hearing about politics and they're hearing about money from people who bought their freaking spaces, blah, blah, blah. It's like Mandy's show is good because you can come in and wherever the conversation goes, that's where it goes. Everybody has a blast. It's lighthearted. It's just a lot of fun. If you're not checking out Mandy in the morning, you absolutely have to. It's hard for me to compliment her, but when she's killing it, she's killing it. And I got to do it. Sorry, I think I threw up in my mouth a little bit. It's okay. I just swallowed it, man. It's fine. It's okay. Boy, that hurt. That was painful. But it's that good of a show. Mandy in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern to 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern. It's a blast. So you guys tune in tomorrow morning, and Mandy will be there in the morning. So let me get to a couple of these things. I apologize. Coyote and Dog named Sam. I didn't see y'all's hands up. Dog, go ahead and jump in there, brother. We'll go to Coyote and then Shane, and then we'll start wrapping it up.
What's up, y'all? So I've known Yo for a little bit, Maze for a little bit. Came across Mandy's show in the just randomly in the morning. And, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, homegirl, but you're gifted. You are fucking gifted with the wit, all of it. A little bit about myself. I have I'm getting old, 2-decade career in digital advertising and branding. I'm an AI fucking wizard, and I build AI systems to essentially fight back in the information war. I would love to share them with you guys. I'd love to, discuss it, if there's any place for me to get involved with you guys, because I dig what you're doing. And just keep it up, man.
Sure thing. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the nice words. And yeah, definitely. Just shoot me a message and we can connect and we can set a meeting and just talk.
I already did it, brother. Good looks.
Sounds good. That's how it happens. That's how you make magic happen, Coyote. Coyote. Oh, Coyote. That's how you make magic happen, baby. I already said it 3 times.
Appreciate it, man. Now, so I kind of got to go because like Shane inspired, which he always does, with the kind of talking about why he got on. And my thing was this: it was like, I talk about it. We're in Angela's, trying to find this whole what are we doing? We're going to meet in the middle. How are we ever going to do it? The country's going to shit and stuff. We need some more tools. We do. And what we're getting, this misinformation. My whole life, I feel like, me personally, like I learn a new lie every day that I was lied to growing up, whether in school or throughout life. Like it's with all this information we have in our hands. And that's why it does mean something to me. And that's why, like that weirdo post that I got up in the jumbo or whatever, I'm actually trying to learn that. I appreciate the people that gave me feedback on that, so I can look into that more, because I care, and that's the whole thing about it. I want something to benefit, and I believe in this. That's what I'm saying. Like, even though I can't necessarily like say exactly what this is exactly what it is, because it hasn't been done yet. But I'm saying, like, I care about it, and I haven't had that in a long time in my life. And we got to find some of these tools. The misinformation that we get out here, I'm guilty of it myself. And I try to go quote repost if I'm wrong or something. But that is a big deal. We got to watch what we say when we're up here and stuff like that. I'm sure everybody that works where we're at, like we're kind of taking it more serious when some of the stuff that we're putting out and looking into it. And that's the part where I knew something was different. When I start looking, I'm like, okay, I put a source today. I never do that. But I was like, source, to one of my posts. So that's the whole thing about it, man. Like, I got a great team. I don't even know how this team got together. We got a lot of differences and stuff, man. But I love Shane. I love Mandy. I love Mike. I always have. Maze. It's crazy. The people that were picked or whatever, that are on here, because like they're good people. But anyway, man, I'm excited about it, and I look forward to. I'm glad this was a little awkward tonight, because I look forward to the future and learning. And I like the feedback on this, honestly.
Appreciate that, Coyote. Yeah, those are great points. And
Monday
oh
spotlight.
yeah, what's going on? Yeah, who you got? Who you got this Monday?
I think I got Mandy.
Mandy.
Is that cool, Mandy, or no?
Mandy, don't commit yet.
Yo, that's hilarious.
That girl, don't do it. I'm her agent. It was not cleared with me.
I'll get with you.
Speaking of awkward, Coyote, I want to show you some love too, buddy, because you were the first person that introduced most of us to NAG. So appreciate that, doing us all a solid. Speaking of solid, I want to close out with this. NAG didn't just like sneak this interview in on one show. They've done this on two. And guess what? We're doing it again on Sunday. And on Sunday, I'll give some information into some of the research we did before we decided to come on board with NAG. And we will be following up that research with another interview. So bring your questions Sunday to Last Week on X with Angela Belcamino, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you.
Appreciate that, brother. Yeah, gotta give shout out to Coyote. He did kind of walk a lot of us through it. It was cool. This will be one of the things in a couple years from now where we look back and say, that was the beginning. This is what
Bro,
this is what it was like.
Talking to you that day, he was like, "So what are they doing?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't know.
It was new.
Either, bro."
What was funny, because I had talked to Lagos, Leon's dad, and one of the founding partners of this, and he came and saw me in Texas, and like they'll tell you, they came out and saw us, and but he had mentioned this months before to me, right? And I thought, because you know how a lot of times you get you get people, they talk to you about projects and things like that in the background, but sometimes you're like, okay, yeah, that'd be great, let's talk about it, but then you don't really talk about it, and nobody follows up. And I was just thinking about it. And Shane knows, and we've talked about this before, I really love the people that are involved in this group. Like, it's weird how it worked out. Shane says, that it's by the hand of, like, God literally has inspired this to happen. And I totally believe that. I really do. And I just think it's so special. This team is incredible. And to think about a little bit here, a little bit there, and it goes a different way, and it's weird how things how things work out like that. But it's been fantastic, and it's been a great space, and everything has been fantastic. Let me check in. I want to check in with my co-host real quick before we split. The girl who got the whole world buzzing, my cousin, the real.
I really love that.
Savvy. What's up, Sav? So you've been listening, Savvy. You've been kind of. What do you think about the facts and the truth and the delivery? Like, how does this seem to the layman? Like, as far as being a positive attribute to bring to the table.
Damn time.
That's right.
I'm telling you, it really is. You know, oh my gosh, how do I want to put this? I remember, and Maddie Gates called me out on it, and this was like, I don't know, 4 years ago, because I had put out something. It wasn't necessarily not a fact, but it wasn't necessarily truth, meaning the time frame. Oh, and he got so mad at me. He called me out, and I have tried my very, very best not to ever make that mistake again. But from everything, I mean, this is a fantastic idea. I love it.
Well,
so very
Savvy, real quick, and again, I know Shane is sick and tired of freaking hearing this, but it, I believe it was Twain that said it, if I'm not mistaken. But he said, if you tell the truth, you never have to remember anything.
That's right.
And there again, there's another book that said something about truth, something about the truth setting you free, or something like that. And when you think about it, really, if we just lean toward the truth, put our ego aside, don't try to climb over somebody else on their back. Tell the truth, be honest, even though it's going to upset some people. There's no way that NAG and Inflow Daily and all these things can happen. There's no way that they can happen without upsetting someone or something. That is going to happen. There's nothing in the world that can stop that, right?
Right. And I love, and to your point, there's something about this specific group of people that we don't clamor over each other. We actually legitimately support one another and concepts and their platforms. I'm not trying to one up anyone, and no one in the speaker panel has been. And it's been all about support, about truth. I know that a lot of us too within this circle, if we put out something, the other one's real quick to be like, yo, I wouldn't do that. Hold up, and that is something very rare, especially on this platform, because there are so many people that are being paid one way to the other to put out misinformation, or they act too quickly. They don't, I call it the Bongino rule, but they don't do the 48, 72 hour rule where you get something and you're like, all right, hold up. Let me do my own research because I heard this, but I know something else is going to be coming out. I think this is brilliant. Proud of y'all.
Awesome. Well, I can tell you this. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I can tell you that I'm going to do a quick after space after that. It's 99 cents. How much is it, Coyote? I forget again.
It's 99 cents. I just checked again. I was just, that's what I was doing. Yeah,
See,
dude,
it's not
it's
infl-
crazy.
you ever notice,
That's under a
You
dollar.
ever notice that it's not inflating? It's like inflation doesn't have anything to do with my subscription price. It just stays the same. Trump's tariffs, whatever you think of, they have no effect, right? They're no effect. I didn't raise my
Recession, bro.
prices. See?
Yeah, you and Shane are recession. Y'all got it for life, bro. Y'all recession proof everything,
That's correct.
bro.
That's correct.
Y'all did it correctly.
That's correct. That's right. That's a fact. That's a fact. So going to be doing a
100%
subscriber only
fact.
after space. Go ahead and click it. Just try it out. See what you think. It lasts you a month. It costs you 99 cents. Big freaking deal. Come over here. We'll find some.
How much?
I think what is it? 90. You said it was 99 cents, right?
99 cents.
They rounded up to $1 to make it look like it's actually 99 cents. So it's good stuff. So if you want to swing by, it's a much more intimate space. We can just sit around, shoot the breeze, talk about the new Superman movie, which I have some very, very strong opinions about. But my friend Dell is talking me off the ledge, and he's explaining it to me differently. So I would love to get some feedback. Big DC nerd, big Marvel nerd too, though. Waiting for Well, there's just a lot of stuff coming out, but we can talk about anything you want to. So join us afterwards. It'll start up in about 60 seconds after this space ends. That's how so fast it's going to be. So fast, this space. They say, sir, how do you start a space so fast? I'm saying, quite frankly, it's incredible the speed at which I do it. I don't know. See, I'm getting pretty good, Coyote. I mean, I'm getting pretty good.
Hey, that was good, bro.
I'm just saying, you know,
I don't know
when
why there should be more laughy emojis.
when you ignore your
come
wife
on,
and you just
people.
practice your Trump voice in front of the mirror, it really, you can get better, but you got to sacrifice something. And so she's willing to take the heat. So
We're so fixed to talk about Tombstone.
word,
I
let's
can't
go.
wait.
We're going to talk about Tombstone, baby. Come over to the after space afterwards.
Wait, the movie Tombstone?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like my favorite movie ever.
Bro, that's my favorite movie ever. Let's go over there and have a quote war.
We're gonna see what is a huckleberry.
Oh my! It's a one that carries your coffin.
No, that's a hucklebearer, and that's not what he said.
That's what he said.
I'll be your huckleberry.
No, it's a rumor. He did not say I'm your hucklebearer. That is incorrect. We're gonna go talk about it right now. We're gonna end it. We're gonna end this so fast. I'm gonna move the room so fast.
I am right.
Okay. I tell you what, come over to the freaking after space and we'll figure it out, and we'll use some truth and some facts to figure out who's right.
NAG.
Word. Guys, thanks for coming up. Everything's powered by NAG. Thank you guys for coming out to Say Something on Wednesday night. And don't forget, the podcast is coming out, Say Something Beyond. And I'm not going to tell you who the guest is, but they might be in the space right now. It's going to be this Sunday, episode 2 of Say Something Beyond. It's going to be incredible. So come on out.
That's so gay.